Chat. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay. Nothing I can do. Map that at least. E plus versus FaZe Clan. Yeah, we went the other one. Wait. What? Did I miss the game? Did I miss the game? Oh, I'm tripping. They're the last game of the day. They're the last game of the day. I'm tripping. Where is that? There it is. Dude, I'm tripping. I thought this was the
swings. They're happy to lean in towards these alternate approaches that others aren't prepared for, and when, you know, one attacking juggernaut meets another, unfortunately one's going to have to get out of the way, but it's always exciting. It's always a little bit of a show. Noah shows Dodes the door, and the IQ won't be able to get any further in towards this round.
Yeah, it just seems to be that they're struggling with getting the information in via the drones, and that's probably down to Savage on the Solus and
Team
Juma
Secret up
Mozzie.
3-1.
And we know the way that Flux would like to play the game. They love their opportunity spotting, and Secret are not giving them any opportunities to make a move here.
They're really keeping the whole map dangerous, and instead, well, Loban's just decided to maybe get some eyes on the site itself. They have the verticality, so we can't really do much more.
Did you not see him?
Took a risk turning his back and hoping they wouldn't try and take advantage, but as we've seen, and as I was about to sort of say, Secret, they're keeping...
Did he not see him on the head or on the upper?
The secret is he snuck his way in, but Noah finds the end of Loban, and now they know where he is, and Mowgli now knows he's the only one left. Volps stuck underneath, waiting vertical. They have all of the control above. Mowgli's got his pocket shield. Wherever he decides to put that, I'm sure will be interesting, but we probably won't see a demo.
They can only really just get a few exits, really, at this stage. 30 seconds left, and you can see Secret, the patience as well.
Oh,
you know, everyone just holding firm, the way you mentioned.
I mean, they have the kit as well up top.
Yeah, this is the way you mentioned that they're all just working together in unison, and they all know what they're doing. And I do think there's a great deal of counterplay coming in here for Secret. I mean, obviously Fluxo, they went through quite a few different strategies at the moment in terms of their attacks, and you know, Secret maybe had a hint that, you know what, they might try and go a little bit more information-based, try and get the drones in. Let's go with the counter drones. Let's play that Mozzie. Let's play that Solus, and I think that's really helped them in that round, is denying that information.
Well,
share button.
Don't even get the exit.
Mowgli wanted one more for his Sally. Either way, but
There it is.
that's the energy of the player. Adrian, unfortunately 0-4 for this. He hasn't quite been able to get in, but I think he'll be fine with that.
Again, all the support players in the world will all agree, as long as we're winning,
As long as you're winning.
he's not too bothered.
I mean, exactly that, but it's
Now
this
I
element here from
can't
Secret,
get
right?
over
It's this element of this game.
Did Noah swing back from window onto rooftop? I think he did.
What? Noah, what? Hang on.
He did. He swung back from window up to the guy in the rooftop and killed him.
God. 4-1, Secret. And this is that double-edged sword of a Secret. Okay, I know we talked about it being a very consistent ban, and it is for Secret. It's not that they've never played it. I think they played it about 3 months ago internationally, maybe against M80, I think. I'm trying to remember. It didn't go well, but it's not... You know, occasionally we'll talk about ban maps that have been banned for a year or a year and a half, and it's, oh my, wow, they've got a play here, they've got a game here. This is probably better than I think people expected when you say they've hidden a map, but it's also a very aggressive, unexpected playstyle, right? The positions that they're taking are very mobile, they're very active, they're very all over the map. They want to make sure that there's a lot of control, and they're also making sure, again, that trade game is super important, and that's really hard to try and piece apart. So this is the option, potentially, direct. They've got the blitz, in they go, off towards whatever immediate fight, and just crash away across. There's one, there's the box behind him. Volt gets the pick up, but Savage above has the cover, and there's that trade game. Dodos gets caught by Adrian as well, but Volps makes sure things stay a little bit level with Savage. Well, he's the leveler, and Lobin shows up, and you know, you talk about how good the trade game is, how good the setups are, the approaches between these two teams, and then they get you into a 2 versus 2 within 40 seconds.
Oh, it's one dead every second. That's what it feels like. What a flurry of kills, and it's a 2v2. Adrian and Savage up against Lobin and Palu, but no kit. That's going to be the main concern for Flux.
Chat, have y'all been liking the SI so far, man? Y'all been liking the SI so far?
Because of how quickly those
the thing is, they got case down too.
Tons of time to make it happen.
They could have gotten in here and planted if they had the case, but you know, I'm pretty sure Secret knows they have the case down.
And there is Lobin. Adrian just popped in, popped one, popped back out, and Palu's alone. Gonna see if he can maybe try and apply pressure, but gotta get the kit.
I would have liked for them to just get the kit first.
Pressure. There's still a C4 to play from underneath as well.
The only thing going for Palu right now is look how separate Adrian and Savage are. One is on the very top floor, one's on the bottom floor. So it does give Palu a chance to isolate 1v1 engagements, but he has to pick the right moment. I think he probably has to try and go for Adrian. I think Savage is upstairs. He could run away, drop a hatch.
Yep.
Whereas for Adrian, you know he's going to be stuck in the bomb site. But then again, look what happened to your teammate. Do you want to challenge him?
That's it. And they obviously have a read on a beat on where you're approaching from. I mean, could try and, as I said, bait out the C4. That's what I'm sort of thinking. He's got himself in this position. There's the first play. There's the coverage on the swing. The C4 might come from Adrian below, but he's being super patient. He knows there's time. Here's Palu holding on. There's the C4 throw. There's at least a bit of destruction. Palu's going to hold it. Guns up. Can he get the right angle? He's not quite found it. Savage is dropped on the side, but no! Oh, I saw what happened. I saw you raise your hand, and then I saw it. I was too focused on the fight as Palu was, and he was
kill his teammate with the C4?
Brutus, what have you done? Stabbed in the back by a C4.
Wait, how did he kill him with the C4?
Got Savage.
He was on the second floor, I thought.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Adrian.
How did that happen?
He knows that the C4 might come from Adrian below, but he's being super patient. He knows there's time. Here's Palu holding on. There's the C4 throw. There's at least a bit of destruction. Palu's going to hold it. Guns up. Can he get
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. He C4'd him while he C4'd the spot he was rotating to.
On the list.
It wasn't. Wow. Oh, Adrian's going to C4.
I had the exact same reaction. You picked it up because you were looking at the other stuff. I was looking at Palu towards the stairs, assuming that was the engagement. And then at the same time he heads and hands, so did I.
Dude, I would have loved to see that from his perspective.
Mate, you said that maybe they're too far apart. Maybe they need to be a little bit further apart on the hold. Oh, we get the replay. I hear low. This take from Adrian was just brutal.
Oh, and he wasn't even. It's like a spread kill kind of where it just nicked him. The whole. That makes sense. The whole majority didn't hit it.
That's fucking Phil Phelps right there, dude. That's who that is.
EML this event is at a couple of moments.
She's like, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah, I
didn't know Paulie had a C4.
He was, okay. 4-2 though. 4-2 on their defensive half. Now we said that both these teams are very good defensive teams when they've had the sort of split of things. In fact, Secret are the third best rated defensive team in this tournament.
Hard to resist temptation.
W7M, about 8th or 9th, I think, overall. So they know how to play this game, and this map can work well in towards the favor.
I like this. Again, you're going to try and almost match Secret's aggression. I mean, Lobin getting aggressive, looking for a spawn peek. But I mean, this was expected with the way both of these teams are, and just the playstyle that we know they both have. They can match the energy. Look, I will say, I think Fluxo they're a team that always sets a tempo. You have to play to their beat. And look, Secret on the defensive half, I thought were great at that. You know, they stopped that early aggression, that early kind of map control that Fluxo loves to get.
Hard to resist.
Now they're hoping somebody tries to step in, but Palu isn't really going to give them that angle for now.
The Twitch.
Any removal of utility here, Demo.
Yeah, it looks to be that Secret are maybe thinking about going for some kind of play. I mean, you have a player stationed on the connector window, and then Savage now rotating over the shield. I thought it was maybe going to be a little bit earlier than what it was, but no, things have cooled off a bit, so that's okay.
They're sort of testing the waters right now. I think they couldn't get a direct route through, potentially on towards the electrified wall. They could send maybe Jumin underneath, apply some pressure towards the Kaid, towards that position. You've got the shield. Instead, they're going to reaffirm themselves, reapply. They've got bodies inside. Admin on the top floor, and, well, actually Savage is going to leave and find somewhere close. I mean, it's probing, right? It's poking holes, but I think one of the things about Fluxo W7M's defense is they're still being a bit malleable. Fine, stuff has gone, but the players sure haven't.
I always think the best way to kind of figure out what Secret are going for is just look for Savages a lot of the time, because as we know, as the IGL, he calls the shots. And if Savage is gearing up,
I like the Zero play. You don't see a whole lot of Zero being played in Pro League.
Back, I believe, towards inside of
this is kind of some cheese shit here with the Soulless, the Zero, the Blackbeard.
Savage doing a marathon here at the moment, going everywhere.
Again, his steps in. He's going to find his way up Spiral now. And they'll put the pressure here, try and pinch potentially on towards Dodez. Mowgli's made his mark. They're going to go for the pinch here on the reception player. Mowgli, he's crossed the divide and got caught by Dodez with the knife, but there's Savage to at least pick up the trade in that game. That eternal round and round is still circling. But
why? Why would you do that?
And now supporters come from Volt. And they just got a bit cornered here. As I said, Fluxo W7M, they were very mobile. They knew where they needed to be, and that was the problem I think Secret were hitting into.
For Jum, maybe find this and isolate it into a 1v2, and he does now. 20 seconds. Does need to move pretty quick to find the seconds, but oh no! The staircase is going to be flamed off. He's going to switch to the middle and comes up with Apollo, holding on to the angle.
That would have been a dirty-ass shot if he hit that.
Fluxo, good reaction time as well to kind of where Secret were going. They were just following along the lead. For Savage, I mean, that Denari trip really messed him up. That was that slow effect. He just couldn't really move, so that's why he had to kind of challenge. He had to take that gunfight, but it didn't pay off for him. But like I said, Fluxo, keeping up with the pace. 4-3. I mean, this was always, I think, the side that we were maybe worried about.
Yeah.
Seeing the Consulate, Secret on the attack. We know that this is a difficult map to attack. I mean, 4-2 is a pretty common map, and that's what we've got.
Oh no! So he dropped knife him. Mowgli went in for the knife up high. I think it was Dodez went down low. Never ends here. Palu gets the one. To push them over. 3-4. Could get this leveled up here. Could get themselves angling up for the 4-2 half. Same as was put across them. Instead, back on towards the shield. And I'm curious to see how the approach, if at all, is a bit more direct, if that makes sense. Obviously, as you said, Secret have Savage as a bit of a tell. If you see where Savage is going, that's a good idea because he likes to be a very sort of visual step forward IGL. But on that same breath, with how reactive Fluxo are, their defense needs to be, well, their defense is matching that sort of pace. Secret up towards the top four, get the clarity. There's a few bodies hanging around hatches ready to drop down, and
oh, somebody shot them.
Well, Volps, I believe, the pulse might have also then run off.
He dropped
got
the
out of
hatch, I
there.
think, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's only a few amount of pellets and still plenty of them.
The risk is it obviously then does mean gotta go in, gotta recheck.
Yeah.
Gives you more work to do, slows you down, and as we said before, that's the game. Complimented them on before. Solus has been targeted, and Loban's just going to get out of there. The Damus is on the chase alongside the shield themselves, but there's two bodies, and that man's in a trap box. He needs some support, and there it is, Adrian over the shoulder, but they're not going to stop just there. There's one more. No! Palu gets one. They're traded out. The C4 comes in, and again, it never stops. It never ends. 3 apiece now left. Just sees the tail slip away and up.
Yeah, this is important here from Volps. He now goes above, which makes him another danger man. So for Secret, it's now the decision. Do you leave a roamer upstairs to do what he does best in roam and hit you in the backside? Or do you commit to this? Do you waste more time and go for another hunt? You've just done a massive clear out of roamers, but the one that got away could be the one that pains you the most.
Well, they might try and just get the track down here. They know that they can swing, put the pressure, and it seems like that's what they're going to focus on for now. The Pulse can obviously get a bit of a read. Oh, wrong time. Wrong place, and almost catch the wrong Loben, but he's in with the shotgun and out of the door. Two apiece once again, and at this point, obviously, it's Doom and Noah versus Dots on the side. Volps is above, though, on the Pulse, watching the hatch, making sure that if anyone tries to go any further, oh, they won't get anywhere. The Pulse misread the play, and Doom puts them into the 2 versus 1, but then Dots levels it right back up because again and again they have the perfect responses. The proc's thrown out over the top in a post-plant situation, so they know when he swings. There's the push, the pressure. He's on a very thin margin, Doom. You know he likes an engagement. He's on the secondary. He wants this one to be close, and to the punch, he knows he's up against an absolute cannon. So if he can keep this as a tight engagement, if he can get him as he crosses the divide, well, he's in a better position. The Prox does its job. Now he knows he's fallen back one further step. He knows where to aim for. He knows what to ask for, but he also kind of begs for more time round the side of the red car. But Doom, he's just keeping a distance. He's dancing in circles, and he's got to go in for it. Brilliantly played by Doom.
Oh, ice in the veins from Doom. Phenomenal work in that 1v1. Patience of a saint. The way he managed that. There's actually a moment where I thought the prox alarm's actually going to be a bit of an issue.
It was so good.
Because that gave him the alert knowing that he's jumped over the box. But again for Doom, he never panicked once. We see a lot of times where players, they'll be in that 1v1 and maybe they overpeak, maybe they panic, whatever it is, but Doom, no, keeps the composure. Mowgli just got caught the wrong time going for the switch, which is bad timing. I mean, this was also a big pick from Noah, needed to get back. Only thing, this right here from Vops. What were the comms that could have been fed through to let him know, go for the drop? Because they're both in sight. I mean, they knew they were in sight, but he dropped the hatch anyway. It felt as though he maybe got information that he was inside a kitchen or something, the way he kind of had the pistol out ready to peek onto the headles. It's a weird one. Oh, hold that comm's been dropped.
5 seconds to insert.
5-3. But I mean, every single round, I just sort of have this smile on my face.
It's a great game.
It's so good. It's so fun. It's exciting. It is everything we hoped it would be. And we hope it just keeps continuing.
Do you know what I love as well about the scoreline? It's 5 rounds to 3, but it could have went either which way a lot of these rounds. Wow, that's the opening from Doom.
I mean, that's it, the 1 versus 1, and sort of one of the rare missteps there, Volps. I think he was swinging out the window, but they had the protection. One of also the rare untraded kills, it feels like. Throughout this series, everything has been a call and response, but this time the music was cut off early, and people were told to leave the venue. Traded the drone, that's fine. Parling heals himself back. They've obviously, you know, Dodez does find Mowgli elsewhere, and now that's the sense gone. You've lost the light walls. You've still obviously got a lot in your arsenal with this selection of operators, but if you can build behind the shield, and coverage on the plant is an important part. You think about the site, nobody's currently on it. The fight is all above, and that's going to be the pressure. Secret need to try and get this clarity across, start on the office, and see if you can check out the rest of it. Because otherwise, they're keeping a bit of a slower pace.
Hello?
Savage slow and steady with that blitz. Using it more for the information game than anything, and now he's going to turn it into overdrive and take that space in towards Spiral, assist Adrian, and Smoke Director's been tossed in by Dots. Now Savage have a bit of a dance with him, but not exposing the head, and Dots is trying his best to get it. Somehow, the smoke has been able to kill Adrian, who, to be fair, was kind of trapped in a corner for a period.
I was going to say, I'm assuming somebody else shot him down, but there's the catch on the other one, so his kill hasn't gone unpunished. But still, now you're thinking about, okay, what else has been lost? You hope Adrian's been able to remove some of this utility, the Fenrir gadgets, anything on the Ela to try and stop the shield getting the swing in, but instead they go down towards the long bench, get the cross, the cut at the back of the site, and the blitz Savage doing all he can for reconnaissance. Jume's in here for support, Jume! But in the same second, Palu gets Savage. And it's just eternal rivals manifest. Noah finally finds another on towards it, leaves Loben alone, but he has the verticality. And what do they have to cover, Demo? Just 2 flashes? How are they going to get this past him? Where could they possibly plant this apart from the dug-in corner? 30 seconds and the drone rolls out. They know where he is. He's just going to move, slightly adapt. Will they go for the big rotate round the back?
Yeah.
Head on towards Piano instead. That's the go, that's the plan. But you know he's going to read into that. There's pings, there's intel, there's information, there's the pre-fire spray up to him, and Noah! How does he do it? I don't know. I don't even know if he does.
Oh, again, for Secret. Gets really close, but the decision-making in the final few seconds is so clinical from them. I mean, we have to talk about the Jum in the room, which is Jum. The guy cannot be stopped. Did you see Savage as well? The way Savage on the Blitz, by the way, using that as just pure information.
As you can see in the middle, what can you do versus Prime Jum?
And this is what Savage wants to see, because Savage just wants the very easy job of playing the shield, spotting out where players are and saying, Jum, I've got another one for you, mate.
Jum, help. I mean, the opener, obviously great. They sort of went for the swing round the side. I get it. Jum there, getting the pickup. Jum there. Beautiful. Getting on towards Palu. Palu being able to get the kill at the same second helps. But it's just this. I mean, obviously, there's always that element of it where they fired the first traces. You're responding towards the traces. You're firing up through vertical. And I think even pros say Shaiko's the only person who seemingly has that, you know, put to bed on how to do it. But still, so sharp as a response, and 6-3 up Secret on Fluxo W7M's map.
Attackers have discovered the location
But again,
of a bomb.
it's so many rounds are ending in these nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat roller coaster moments. It starts in the opening minute with about, it feels like 30 people die in a massive brawl.
How is this only a group stage, Kate, by the way? How is this only group stage? How?
It's wild.
Oh. Speaking about wild, look at the lineup from Secret. Again, changing things up. The Ying comes into the fray. And immediately, whenever I see a Ying plus the Thatcher, I'm thinking going for the plant, using the Ying, using the Nomads as well, and then having the Thatcher to catch the multitude of C4s. This has been a very common thing that has came with the Thatcher rework, where you can snipe the C4s out of midair with the Thatcher cannon.
You can see Loben's getting some intel on his teammates before he goes for this position. Now, Secret, they have been known to obviously go for these little cheeky plays. Little pocket moments.
Good for one round kind of plays. That's the way I like to describe them. You'll never see them again, but they work for one. That's all they need.
This one isn't the most uncommon, but with the structure of the site itself, I think they're just getting the read. Loben versus Jum could be a fight underneath. He needs to make sure he doesn't get caught by a C4, but the Pulse is hunting. I think Jum might be about to make a friend. He would probably rather not. No, he's just reading the intel for now.
Oh, don't stand still.
Don't stand still, buddy. Don't stand still. Bye-bye, Jum. That's how you stop a Prime Jum, says Loben.
And that is such an important kill for Loben, because the Buck was going to be the main person to clear them out of that little corner. However, I can see that nobody's there, and here comes the classic play. In goes the Ying, and here comes the Thatcher.
Well, I guess that's one way of removing one C4, but Palu got the second from underneath. They couldn't quite get it with the Thatcher, unfortunately, and now, with that utility dumped, I mean, they still do have 2 Candelas, but it's a limited body count. They pop the pipe. They can't quite go for the swing yet, and Palu can just do this. Leave. Why stay and sees what happens? In fact, oh no, it wasn't even Palu, because he's busy getting 2 more! Palu was round the back. They were chasing somebody else, and now, seemingly, Secret have missed the mark on this one. They're outside of the building.
Where are you going? What a I mean, the fact.
Go on, Loben. Do it.
Go on.
Do it, Loben. I kind of want him to pull this one off. Noah's still holding on to the fight. I mean, but it was brilliant there from Fluxo W7M. The catch vaults. The fact that they sort of had the double stack defense. The fact that they tried to close down on one, and Palu came for the support round the other side. And who were they chasing? And oh, they're okay.
Hang on a minute.
Okay. The 2 versus 1. Oh, he
knows where
almost connects.
He knows where both of them are, because he knows it's the Pulse outside. He knows both of them are going to come up yellow.
20 seconds. He's down to his secondary. He's just pushing on towards time. He pulls away. He's going to reload. And obviously, it's the pulse, which means he can't really safely plant. No! Oh, if that was how it ended, it would feel a little bit of a false one. But he's hurt. That new debuff, that effect on this, he's baiting the swing. He knows they're below. He catches the quad kill. There's nothing else to be found. That would have been... I mean, I know we had maybe the best ace that's ever been seen. They would have maybe had a contender very quickly.
That could have very easily been play off the tournament. Certainly that kill on that drop is insane. I don't even know where to begin, because the fact that this even got to that is insane. I'll try and start with the actual take that tried to come in from the attackers. I think the important death to note for Secret was losing Jim in that buck. They would have wanted that buck to first of all clear away the kind of deep corner in towards CEO, but then also have the buck below to stop any C4s from downstairs. But if you lose that man, you then kind of get opened up. I mean, that's the shot right there for me, but again, Fluxo, you're toying with fire and almost getting burned.
I like how that all happened within about 20 seconds earlier. Loban's running outside trying to get...
It's the fact that there was a period where both of them were together in yellow, and he knows that. That Thorn actually was also pretty important. And it also just showcases the buff, because look how quick that timer goes off, and for a one-speed operator, you're not getting out of that.
6-4, only 2 rounds to separate them. But before we got into the final throws of that round, it was a pretty solid Fluxo W7M1. However, the problem is they've only been able to land on console office. They haven't been able to find a mark on this side yet, and well, they're going to go back down to the basement, where, to be fair, it was very, very close. The 1 versus 1 dance of death that Joom was able to just put over the edge, but, you know, that engagement goes the other way, and it's opted out of.
Another change of scenery here for Secret in terms of their lineup. Savage on the trusted Monty, and we know how good he is in this operator. A lot of teams will ban the shields off Savage, but Fluxo think, I'm not really bothered, let him have it if he wants it. Okay, it looks to be a Secret take where you're going to move in through this single wall and then try and take the kind of more horizontal side of things rather than the traditional vertical take. So a lot of the pressure will probably be split, I think, from Secret.
Okay.
In terms of Fluxo, still got that castle as well, that big old extension that they have in towards that top floor. Does look as though that Secret are going to send some men to try and deal with that, Joom being primary target on that Dokkaebi. But again, it's that split take that Secret are going to try and create. You have that Monty bearing down on them from behind, and then you still have the other players coming in, but I mean, this is a big challenge here for Joom to try and pick them all on.
Okay,
but, Savage is in!
Inside the site, 2 quick kills, almost make that 3. Yes, you do. Adrian gets himself a double, and that leaves just Loban and Palu left. They've been able to get themselves close to the site. Loban gets 1, but Mowgli's there for the trade. And it is just Palu left in a post-plant, but not for long. Consulate. Fluxo WA7M's map is taken by Secret.
Look at the confidence of Secret to go for that. They realize how light Fluxo are on the bomb site, so they send the Monty in. They send, also I think that backstab coming from Yellow was important, but then Joom to almost try and arm wrestle 3 of them upstairs. It's like that Terry Crews where he's got 2 in the headlock and then 1 between his legs. That was the role that Joom had to play, who you have to mention. What a performance from Joom.
Well, we'll have a lot of that mentioning, I'm assuming, by our desk after a quick break.
Switch over to the other game.
Great
Sorry,
news.
I'm sorry, chat. I know
Now
I've
you're
been kind of distant. I've been just trying to get all my ducks in a row here.
Going against them, but almost on for a flawless, if not for KDS, spoiling the party. As he picks up Bullet, but he's most definitely toast. Mighty carries on one hell of a game so far. There's always this debate about sometimes how you pronounce players' names, and in that moment, because he just got a kill, I was like,
He's
oh, he's
Mighty.
Mighty. He's not just Mitty, he's upgraded to Mighty.
Look, another
so
good attack
loud.
from D plus Kier. I loved it. Brought the Deimos. Last time Cyber was a problem, not a
Oh.
problem. This time because they brought the Deimos, tracked him out, forced him back to side. They do that quickly, 45 seconds. It gives them ages to get in there. They start sledging all around the door that they want Falls to push in through. They're opening up their plant spot. They're softening it up, clearing any utility that they can. All those sorts of things. Whilst all that's happening, Falls manages to kill Souls, and that gives him the access to filtration. But Bullet, he recognises he's not really needed on those verticals because they've got the sledge there working them. It didn't work out, but what does he do? He goes to the other side of the map and just has a little scarper around and thinks, you know what, I'm going to try and walk down on KDS here. KDS does get the kill onto him in the end, but not, you know, at the end of the world, because all the other work that's been done has set them up for victory already. So I love that. D plus Kia, you know, multiple ideas running in that round to make sure that they kind of had contingencies there, and it worked fantastically well. 4-1, and I didn't think it'd be D plus Kia that was breaking down, you know, in such positive forms, Des. I thought this was going to be all phase, but no. They are ready for this one.
This could set things up for a very interesting day tomorrow, because this is D plus Kia's last game of the group. After this, they are done. If they win, they'll be on 11 points. FaZe will be on 7, which means FaZe, who play tomorrow against G2, phenomenal game, by the way, that will ultimately determine who finishes in first place. But right now, the round differential, FaZe are on plus 23, 35 and 12. D plus Kia, despite being in second, are on -3, 33 to 36. They need to win this game as quickly as possible if they want to avoid being jumped over by FaZe in the tiebreaker tomorrow.
Looking at this attack, we're back up on top floor. D plus Kia don't have a ranged hard breacher this time. All they've got is the Thermite. I say all they've got. 3 exothermics, obviously very good. He's, you know,
Don't turn your nose up at that
I
one,
still
Tim.
think he's the best hard breacher in the game.
Yeah.
3 exothermics is fantastic. But why I'm saying that is I don't think they're going to go for the ops side this time. They might open mask wall, but they don't have anything to open up that wall from ops onto Mez. They don't have, you know, anything necessarily. Mitty's going to open that wall now, the mask wall. They don't have anything to kind of deal with the Mez area. So I think maybe they avoid this a little bit. They've got Nears on the Deimos. I'm keeping an eye on Nears on the Deimos, because is he going to go underneath and try to deal with Souls behind Desk, get that track on him and try to pressure him, or no? We'll see what happens. As it is, Bullet's the one that's roaming around there. And actually, yep, no, I take it back. Mitty is going to go in. He's going to open the up wall with the Thermite instead. It could just be a little bit risky for him if he tries to go in and get this next wall with the Thermite, because you've got Handy kind of in and around top rocket stairs. He has been forced back now, so he might be good to go.
Yeah, they'll absolutely contest him as soon as he did ever try and stop Fours, and that heat was getting a bit too much around Rocket, so indeed dips away to rejoin his team, and that makes this all the easier to open up. And I love how they secured it as well with the Dockerby Call and the Deimos trap to make sure that wall is definitely open. They know their win condition, Tim, and just the same as last time we were on this site, they've got both mask walls open. We 100% know what the game plan is going to be, but surely that just invites a cheeky little backstab from someone elsewhere. Like Falls, here he is.
Falls is going to be coming across. Skybridge
Too easy.
gets himself a kill. Beautiful stuff from the Blitz. Cyber taken down. He had so much joy there back in round 1, but this time it's an absolute nightmare. And that also now, oh, it could have been like a wasp in the room. Falls has decided instead he's gone out of the window and he's come round to mask wall because he has the diffuser, so he wants to go in and plant. Had he not had the diffuser, maybe he could have carried on pushing and been a real headache for them over on that R6 room side. But it shouldn't matter too much, because I think there will be an opportunity to get the plant down at some point for Falls.
Nears, man. Really thought he'd keep on going there until he got the kill, but no. Flash comes in, not that it matters. There's a Warden, and it's a shotgun, but no, Levy gets away with the kill. Traded out by KDS straight after. FaZe now have got the advantage. They're into a 3 versus 1. Falls might be 7-1, but it was a lot to do at range there against 3 players on FaZe who just about hold on, and means that they get a second round in this half.
Yeah, they did a lot right there to D plus Kia. I think, again, if you remember earlier on for that top floor attack, I kind of said it was a little bit too one-sided, and I think they kind of suffered the same there. We saw the success they had with the Blitz against Cyber, and, you know, I said it at the time, if he didn't have the diffuser and he could have pushed on and carried on through to R6 room, maybe made a challenge onto Vita King, all of a sudden, you display players like KDS, Handy, they have to start paying a bit of attention over towards R6 room, so they can't stand there and take these fights onto the breach. Instead, Foles comes back and he sort of stands on Mask Wall. That's the right thing to do. He's got the diffuser. He wants to get the plant down. That's what they're playing for. But it just meant that everybody else from FaZe, all 4 of them, could start squaring up to that. It's kind of like, you know, you've sent a telegram saying, we're going to plant on Mask Wall. That's the plan, because there's no pressure coming in anywhere else. And so I think, yeah, D+Kia maybe with just a little tickle on display window, or maybe continuing that blitz run round to our 6th crew, maybe they could have took the focus off it, you know, and given FaZe a little bit more to think about. But other than that, look, it's been a great first half for them. 4-2. FaZe move on to the attack, and we'll see how D+Kia do on the defence.
You know what? So what's going to happen after this, though, Tim? We'll finish this map. D+Kia will win it. We'll go back into the green room, and Dev Mart is going to be insufferable about D+Kia winning a map.
Attackers need to locate.
He's going to be absolutely insufferable.
Oh, they're going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, hate watching is a thing for D+Kia, right? For a lot of people.
They beat FaZe in the first map. They're going to win the whole thing.
Turns out the secret sauce, Tim, is for a Brazilian team, they need to go over to APAC, get picked up by an org, then come back, and then they can slap about other Brazilian teams. You don't do that by staying in Brazil. You've got to travel around the world, mix in a little bit of... A few scrims against Cyclops are going to teach you a thing or two, it turns out.
They certainly will, I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm certain of
phenomenal,
it.
phenomenal.
I'm certain of it.
All right, well, let's see how they go on the defense and see if FaZe can really turn things up. My concern for FaZe is, I think as we all know, they're a little bit of a slower team. Outside of Cyber, they are a slow, controlled, very execute and team play focused team. That ain't a bad thing.
No.
People often like watching more explosive things though, like a little bit of G2 or a Wavo, as we've seen throughout this week so far. So I need to see, I think, from them, the ability to turn the heat up a little bit here on D+Kia and show that you can play to just break them apart and catch them off guard. Admittedly, chucking Cyber, your go-to entry on a 1-speed, that's normally not the way to get it done.
King straight away has got himself over towards Ops, whereas Cyber is looking towards that display window. So already we're starting to see this kind of, you know, multitude of positions coming in from FaZe. One concern I've got, KDS is over on the display window at the minute on the Thatcher, and a lot of the breaching may go over on the Mask side, so they might need him over there to deal with the Kaid.
What sound would you make if you were being zapped by Clash?
What sound would I make?
Yeah, everyone's got a voice line in game. I want to know what you'd make.
I
wanted to know if I could push you far enough.
I've got it in mind, but it's one of them things where it's like, I don't want to do it and it sound really bad and get like clipped out of context.
Well, we'll see how we go after they've tried to burn through the Clash. I wonder how Clash sounds when she's being burnt to a crisp. We'll find out. The Souls are stepping forward there with one of the firebolts. So Ying yeets it up over the top. He's going to force the players back on the side of D+Kia. So FaZe doing good to get control of Rocket here. A little bit unconventional on their entry in as it stands. But I've got a lot to do here in a 4v5 with the Clash still on the board.
Yeah, King's got the Ops wall open. They haven't really approached Mask Wall whatsoever to deal with that. They're happy that they've got Bathroom and Mezzanine at this point. I think they're going to start trying to challenge on towards Nias, who is, of course, that Clash player. Yeah, just open the internal wall. They're not worried about Mask Wall. Just get that internal wall opened up. That's going to allow them through to the plant spot. That is available for them now. King's in position in Ops. So now they just need to make sure that they force him Bullet out of sight, because he's in there and he's got a little bit of support from Levy as well. So they need to force them a little bit deeper, and Handy and KDS, that's going to be their job really, to try and, you know, attract everybody over to that side towards Bathroom and see what they can do. They're going to try and deal with the Clash here. I like this. Candela's going out. Toxic Babe canister though is going to distract. A big double from Bullet. Levy onto Handy, and FaZe crumble in a heartbeat.
They've been shagged, Tim. There's no other way to put it. They have been absolutely shagged by D+Kia in this first round. A flawless to get the half started. Huh?
First map? Let alone first round.
Yeah.
This has been going on for 6 rounds, 7 rounds now, Des. D+Kia are seriously in the driving seat.
Just a little. Can I hear that Clash voice line now?
I don't know.
It'd be really funny though.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it would
Clash.
be.
Piss off! Come on, what are you doing when I'm saying that to you? That could just be you on a train though, mate, with a really bumpy production have just come on and gone, what the F?
That's my getting electrocuted noise.
Fantastic. All right, well, now I know what it sounds like. So if I ever hear that noise, I know to come running and not touch you, but at least look at you and say, Tim, are you okay? And if you to sit there going,
thank you. There you go. That was identical. That's the best, that's the best impression you've ever done of me.
Because if you're getting shocked, it's like quicker frequency, I feel.
Mine was quick.
Yeah, if you're chugging along over like, I don't know, like a bumpy road, and you're like,
oh, was mine too slow?
You get me?
So I was thinking. If we
We're getting towards the back end of the week now.
Welcome to the B stream. This is Six Invitational 2026.
Use it for a little bit out of it and then save up for a new unit down the road.
Unreal. Unreal.
Right, let's get back into it. D plus Kia 5-2.
I tell you who needs a shot to the system, Tim. FaZe!
Wait.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
5-2 D plus Kia. They will continue on the defense. They're not going to go down to the basement. They're going to play the mid floor instead. It's going to be bunks. So last time around, we actually... This was... I'm going to go back and watch it because it was one of my favourite attacks from D plus Kia. I really like how they attacked this side. They got the external wall breach, they got the green stairs wall breach, and then they played sense walls in through the door, and then they kind of baited out this attention towards the green stairs breach by putting in the smoke canisters, but went and planted on the door. And FaZe couldn't find the location in time, and it was a really nice little switch.
I think we had
play
that
from D plus Kia. I really enjoyed it. So let's see what FaZe can bring to the table here.
I want to say it was like...
They look like they're shaping up for a top floor clearance.
Like that.
Yeah. As you probably expect as a starting point, but it's more about the execute, right? I'd love to see him focus on the wall, given the fact they've got, you know, for example, the Maverick on side. This should help them get through what is otherwise quite annoying to step your way through. You'll play that happy little dance here, at least Mitty will, if we find out that Thatcher is trying to get the wall disabled. So I think having the Maverick on side is going to help, at least on that front. And of course, he has those frags back, Tim. I used to love playing an Oregon Tower.
Another question, you know,
them down on towards someone who's outside of I'm so glad I'm able to do that again, although he won't be doing anything in this round. Cyber, despite having a really good start earlier, I believe he was sat like 8-4 at one point. 8-8 now. Really not involved in this game anymore.
No, Mitty's going to yeet a couple of bullets at him and get the job done. Like you said, that's the Maverick gone as well. I don't think they've been able to breach the green stairs. Well, I'm not saying they were going to try. They have got the external one, and they still have the ace on side. So they should be okay there, but the loss of a gun, if nothing else, is going to hurt them. Just looking across the side of D plus Kia, still 3 of them up on the top floor. I say that as Nias moves back down. So you've got Foles and Levy now that are charged with at least making things difficult up on the top floor. We hear the Candelas going off. King has not gone in yet to try and get a diffuser down. He's still working around the top floor. He's actually just dropping down now. So FaZe are now posturing towards thinking about getting in and getting that diffuser down, because they do have control of the area that they need to be able to plant from the external breach, which is where King is now lining up.
Still not good when you're down a man.
It's not.
And we're down to the final 35, right? Like, at least they're starting to ask questions of sight.
They can do this.
D plus Kira is waiting to spring the trap on them, Tim. They've got all the tools required to do it. They've got 3 smokes. They've got a clash. They've got so much to work with still that I worry FaZe are just going to be out of time already.
Yeah, Handy's going to plant in a second, or he's going to try to.
And he's going to eat a face full of smoke.
Yeah, it's going to be Nias that's possibly the problem for them here on the clash.
So,
Great fight won by Mitty as well. Manages to take down King. That's going to be another one gone. The ace. Handy does find Nias. That takes the clash out, which is going to free up an opportunity to put the diffuser down. KDS onto Mitty. Handy is going to stick this 2 versus 3. No, they find him. Levy gets the kill from above. And D plus Kia. Des, they've got all the answers. They've seen the test paper before they've come in. They know what FaZe are going to do, and they are prepared for everything.
They're sitting the test paper, Tim, with all the answers written down in the palm, but they didn't even need them. All 3 smokes were still in Foles' back pocket there. Didn't need to bring a single one out to start them because they knew, like you're saying, everything FaZe were trying to do.
Love it.
D plus Kia, they have rattled the standing world champions. You ever heard about like the unofficial world championship belt, by the way? Like where you beat the world champion.
Yeah, so you become.
I actually have no idea where it currently sits.
Oh, you'd have to, yeah, there's a lot of results to work your way through.
That could be worth digging into, though.
Well, you'd have to find the first time that FaZe were beaten after Boston and then so on and so forth.
A year's worth. Maybe I'll start tracking it from now, like after this SI.
After this SI, we probably need to do that.
Track the
unofficial world championship belt.
Ask Alamau. He was the unofficial world champion after winning a major. Remember the memes that came out about that back when he was on Team 1? He was like, oh, world champion. Everyone was like, you're not a world champion. You've won a major. It's not an SI. People were really upset about it. Really upset.
People do like definitions, though.
He's a great fisherman. He's an amazing fisherman.
They love a definition. People like when things fit into boxes.
Little clean boxes. Yeah. I've got another one for you. If you were EMP'd, how would you sound?
I think what I've just been told from production is that the unofficial world champion is W7M. That it's landed with Fluxo W7M. Could be. We've got it. We've got an asterisk.
Right,
we've got a could be incorrect.
Sorry, production. I don't work in maybes and percentages here. We're talking absolutes, right? We've got to have the absolute answer, or there is no answer.
We will look into it and we will get an answer for you.
Like, FaZe could win this map. But they're probably not going to, Tim. There's a 4-round deficit to climb.
They could. 6-2. D+Kia just need one more round with 30 seconds into this one, and they are defending down in the basement. Just looking across their locations, they've got one up on the top. Nia's up on the top floor on the Clash, and that's going to text it. I quite like this, actually. He's just playing up on the green stairs. You can't ignore him because he's got Levy supporting him from down the bottom of green stairs, and also he can just walk down onto your flank, so you can't really ignore him. But Clash is a pretty difficult operator to deal with a lot of the time and can burn a lot of time. So a minute is done. Handy's going to pick... Oh, there we go. Handy's going to pick up bullets. Saba's going to pick up Levy, and all of a sudden, D+Kia have got a serious problem. Thank you, Des.
That's what Blitz sounds like, apparently. Takes some inspiration, Tim. At this point, they are rolling over them into a 4 versus 2 with 2 minutes to play. They've got so much time, Tim. It's all down to Mitty. Will he be mighty in this round? I'm not so sure when he's got a shield to face off against. No, he's not going to be.
I was going to say the plant's going to go down, but it's not, because KDS manages to pick up the final kill, and that's going to be FaZe managing to get themselves an attack. Always a danger with FaZe when they get around is that they're just going to build that momentum and start really rolling forwards. I still think D+Kia are going to do this. Of course, let's not forget, they've got to go to Fortress next, which was FaZe's pick, so we're going to see how D+Kia get on there. Obviously, going on to the new map, if FaZe are fully prepared for it, you know, you could be in for a tough time. We might well see ourselves going to 3, but at the minute, it's not just been about the map, I don't feel. D+Kia, their strategy has been really good, which I guess is kind of about the map, but also their ability to win those gunfights, their ability to keep FaZe guessing, to constantly shooting them in the side, in the back. You know, they've just been outmaneuvering them and outgunning them. It's been really good so far.
It'd be the easiest prediction of your life here to say what the operator band is by FaZe, and it is indeed the Clash on the other side, because it has been a massive nuisance for them. And on the other, we've had the Ying taken away by D+Kia. Don't want to be forced to bring that Warden along every single time, I imagine, but also just so it isn't quite so oppressive having to deal with the flashbangs. They are still going to bring the Warden for what it's worth, as we're expecting a little bit more magic to come. And FaZe, I'm sure, have got to cook up a little bit of magic of their own here. It's still a 3-round deficit to climb. It's still a big ask. But if anyone can do it, it's going to be them. Let's be real.
Yeah, you would have expected.
What are you digging into here, Tim?
I'm not digging into it. I don't have time to dig into it, but
you try and find out the unofficial world champion.
We could start tracing it back a little bit.
Bro, if you're what trying to cast? Are you mad?
We can definitely have it by tomorrow, guaranteed. Look, I trust our production team. For now, I'm going to say that it lands with Footsoda.
What are you going to do if they're wrong?
Well, nothing really. You know, they tried, and that's all you can ask. That's all you can ask. They got us an answer within about 15 seconds.
I can ask them to be right, Tim. Ooh, it
oh,
we start. Oh, I'm seeing them slopey shoulders.
I was going to say we're starting to pass off responsibility now, aren't we?
So we've got another question for you. What do you sound like when you get EMP'd?
I don't know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I kind of want to sound like a robot powering down, but that'd mean I was playing Scopos.
This is it. This is the trick question. You don't make a sound because if you're a robot, you are instantly disabled, or if you're a human being, you aren't affected by it.
There you go. See,
now, what do you sound like when you're running through fire?
I big-brained it.
What about when you're running through fire without sounding like a monkey?
Again, I just...
Because the natural response is to go, ooh, wah, ha, but you sound like a monkey doing that.
It's just not going to end well, is it? It's like...
I mean, it might. The electric shock one was great. I'm out of sound effects after that. I can't think of any more in the game that you have to think about.
Round 10. 6-3 D+Kia.
I really want to hear what you sound like, Tim.
Vitter King is moving into upstairs. They're attacking onto top floor. Bullet is there on the Kaid. He played a great game last time when they were up on this top floor. Played it from kind of deep inside of office and managed to pick himself up a double kill with the TCSG. So he's going to be looking for more of that. And Vitter King is just holding that long angle towards side door for the time being whilst everybody else gets into position. It's fairly similar positions to what they experienced last time here, FaZe. Just trying to get themselves in to bathroom, to mezzanine, to ops, and they're in all those sorts of locations.
For sure. I mean, Handy's the one to watch out for me. The fact that he's on the sends with all those light screens, of course, paired up with Souls, means there is a lot of ability to obscure vision for the other side. It's why you've got things like the Warden on side to see through the smoke, but of course, he can't see through the light screens of the sends. So, options are available to FaZe here, even with the arsenal that's being brought along by the other side. My biggest worry, though, is those 20 Shumakers in the back pocket of Levy. We saw a lot of delay going on earlier, making use of this operator. We'll see if he gets a chance now, and lucky there falls not to get the kill as nades fly his way, and he starts getting aggressed onto, just keep himself alive. But FaZe haven't yet said now is go time. That was a bait light screen that went out.
Well, it's just holding this same angle. This is exactly the one that I spoke about. Just kind of in there behind the half wall and just Can't see through the light screen, but it will be dipped for the time being. Handy is working from the side door. Bullet manages to pick it. Same position, exactly same position, in behind the couch there, just causing an absolute nightmare for them. We have the Nitro comes out. Easy as that to deal with the Blackbeard. The trade is there, though, as Levy manages to pick up Souls, who got fulls. 1v2 effectively. KDS is down. 25 seconds left to go. Now he's going to make his move, and he's going to pick his man up. For Blackbeard on the ground is definitely one to be recovered. It's going to give you a good opportunity to try and bully these remaining defenders, but with 15 seconds left to go, D plus Kia could play this a little bit safe here.
They've got a C4 to play with as well if they really want it, but no, Mitzi doesn't care about that C4. It's all a redundancy thing. They're going to step out anyway and find the kill. Vidaking's all alone, might get rid of one, but he's not going to have the time to go for Levy, who's going to very happily march on forward, pick up his trophy here, assuming he finds the man in time. Indeed he will, and that's D plus Kia taking map 1.
What a result for D plus Kia. It was their map choice. They've come in, they've dominated. They've been very, very convincing throughout that one, particularly on the attack. I really enjoyed watching those. And then they will take that first map. They go 1-0, heading into Fortress.
That makes things really interesting now, because even I was coming in saying I can't really see D plus Kia doing this. Instead of seeing them play well, but well enough to beat the standing world champions who have won 4 of their 5 maps 7-1. I don't think it's going to happen, but they've just shown anything is possible at SI.
Yeah, absolutely that. We can see the stats just coming up there. We've got Mitty and Foles particularly, 22 kills between the two of them. Look at the costs, so 90% each, 80% for Levy. Great stuff. 7 entries as well across the fight there. Only 3 go into phase. D plus Kia have truly run that map.
They have, Tim, and I think someone look at that and say FaZe are selling. To me, it looked more like they were getting absolutely mugged. For sure, they've got to improve things going into Fortress. It is a new map. It's a chance where D plus Kia have no idea what FaZe do. Maybe we see something a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, FaZe are going to have a game plan coming in there if they've brought it along. So D plus Kia, well, hopefully they do too.
Fingers crossed, Tim. Fingers crossed. Well, with that, we've got a short break coming up, Tim, and then, of course, Fortress awaits, as we've said. So we'll cut to that now. Back with you in just a few minutes.
hands in the sky and the stars around us fade to black. Running through the night and there's nothing that can hold us back. Just feel the thunder in my heart till the lights go out. If I go down into the dark, won't be turning now. I'm gonna fly, break on through, 'cause I'm human just like you. We get so high, bulletproof, 'cause I'm human just like you.
Welcome back to the B stream here as we are getting underway with our second map in this series between D plus Kia and FaZe. Fair to say, on that first map, the D plus Kia left FaZe feeling pretty shocked in spectacular fashion. Now, things may of course change going into Fortress. We're going to find out as we get into it. We get to see one of our new maps.
The things I do for you, Des.
I told him to do this. I'm so sorry.
He was like,
I'm
can
so
you be
sorry.
shocked again?
Can you do the shot thing again, Tim? Absolutely. Well, Tim, are they going to be shocked? I was going to use as many like electric references. To
Do you remember when I did the mix in the balls
bowl
for the
thing,
draw?
yeah.
For like, and I did the mix and it got clipped, and I've like it still crops
It's
up
still
on
used
Twitter
to this day, yes.
of me going of the noise of them being
You
mixed.
just make some really good sound effects, mate. What can I say?
Apparently.
It's well worth it. Let's take a look at our player highlight, though. Mitty and Cyber, the main two men off the previous map. Mitty especially had an unbelievable map, given he plays a very supportive role. And Cyber, while he started strong, Tim, he was very, very quickly eradicated from the field, dealt with for the majority of those rounds, and that was what gave D plus Kia that win. They start on the defense on Fortress. It's worth stressing, by the way, Tim, and we tend to favor defenders going into these newer maps while everyone still figures out exactly what's going on.
Exactly that. I think when we saw Fortress this morning, I kind of said, you know, we'd only seen Team Secret and SSG, and they'd both struggled to get attacking rounds. It was mostly defender-sided when we saw it, but I felt like it was a little bit different this morning. We certainly, you know, they had it figured out a little bit more on the attacking side. So I'm interested to see where this goes. You know, we know that FaZe has got a lot of gun power, which I think is important, being able to come in and take and win fights, particularly on the attack of Fortress, because there is ground that you need to clear on that top floor to move forward. I'm also interested to see what both teams do with the downstairs site, because naturally, from a Siege perspective, you kind of look at it and think, you know, go and take the top floor and get the vertical, but teams haven't always done that every time.
Well, here we go, Tim. Ready to lock and load into Fortress. It's actually our, what, third or fourth time we've cast it this week?
Third.
This is our third, yeah. We had Secret versus SSG. We had NIP versus FearX early on, and now we're into our third. Let's get into it. It's map 2, D plus Kia versus FaZe. All right, into our bands then. Tim has said D plus Kia kick things off on the defense. Do we start downstairs? Do we start upstairs? That is the raging debate on this map so far. I think we've had one of each, so I'm very keen to see what the deadlock is going to be. Who the
I'm
breaks it
back
for
now,
us
chat.
between these two.
Sorry.
I'm quite excited.
Oh, here
Trying
we
to
go.
get
No.
Did you lose a lot of money
trying to get everything
sports betting
settled in.
on DraftKings or FanDuel?
He's almost hoping, holding and catching. There is Volps caught out. And look at the time demo, 10 seconds, and now they've lost that play on the other side. As he said, a Gumine, but it's Lobin! Oh no, an accident has hit, but he's at least got one more for the trouble. But Adrian with the cross just tucked, holding on close. The flash is too late. Oh, tragedy has struck, and I said there was Brutus before, but it to Brutus again.
Another TK in this series. I mean, that one was unexpected because I thought the goo mine was going to get him. I mean, we knew the HP of the Blackbird, there wasn't much. But another moment where I feel as though a player of Secret has went unchecked. We had that with Mowgli upstairs in Cigar Shop in the previous round. And in that time, it's Adrian just sat in the corner of sight and nobody knew about him. I did also feel that Fluxo, I mean, the time management, they really cut it fine to start looking for that execute. We maybe need to have a look at that and think, yeah, we need to move a little bit faster, but we need one more round to kind of rectify that. the TK, there's the incident.
Attackers have recovered.
the incident.
They actually kind of did know about him. I don't know how, but they couldn't kill him.
That's it, right? If you didn't have much time,
One of the
you don't
only
have
rare
time to
times
rotate.
that you actually
No
want to lay
Judas now.
down.
He's
What's up,
got
Bobo?
Killer Pillar. He's
Bro.
either inside the library with that cross, or
I've had this stream going for an hour. This is like my first time actually sitting down and being able to watch. I think we're going to roll with, if I can get this company to do it, which he's working on it right now with his sales rep. We're going to roll with just an entirely brand new unit. Brand new AC, brand new heat, brand new ducts, entirely brand new. So the offer on the table is $4,000 that we pay out, and then I give them 6 months of free advertising at a $5,000 deal, so it's about $9,000 for everything. My thinking is, you know, every quote that I'm getting for this one part, or for this one part of the furnace system, is about $2,000. Now, everything over the last couple of years, we've had our AC go out a couple times. It's also just not been that great in the summertime. If you come over to our house in the summertime, it's been warm in the house because it sucks. You know, our heat's now gone out 3 times. I think once last year and twice this year. So I think it's getting pretty obvious that our system is kind of approaching its last leg. And so while I think fixing this one part will probably give us a couple more years, there's no telling if we're going to have another problem come up, right? Or if it's just going to completely fail in a couple years. So that is, you know, my concern is we're going to spend $2,000 now. We spent $500. We spent $500 last month. That's $2,500 already, right? Why would I spend another? You know, if I were to do that, $2,500, and then in a few years when prices go up again, you know, spend another $9,000 to get everything replaced. In now we're, instead of me trying to take this deal now with the $4,000 in the 6 months of advertising, now I'm in for $9,000 or $11,000 total overall in a couple of years. That's kind of where I'm at. You know, and if we can't get this deal, then we'll just do the one part, and then we'll just take our chances and save up some money because we know what's going to happen. It's obvious the system's on its last leg, right? So what we'll do now is just put like $50, $100 in the savings account every month, save up for it for a couple years if we can't get this done. And if we can get this done now, obviously, and these people said they can replace it tomorrow, which is faster than the one guy said for Monday. And apparently this is well, this guy's explained to me now. Obviously he's trying to make a sale and he's trying to get on our page, but he says this is a massive upgrade over what we have, because what we have now is a system that was made in 2009. So obviously something that's almost 20 years newer has to be, somewhat of an upgrade. And my biggest thing is it comes with a 6-year warranty, full warranty. And then there's a couple parts of the warranty that comes with 12 years. I think it's the coil, which is what's out now, ironically, and then something else. So that's my big thing. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of talking aloud to myself right now, chat, because I'm just trying to. I feel like that's the only way I can think, like actually process and make sure I'm making a good decision here. Because, like, I don't want to rush into something. I've been thinking about this since last night, and of course today. So I've just been kind of just talking to myself and talking out loud, just trying to make sure I'm making a good decision here when it comes to this stuff.
Reset, but obviously
this is obviously a big purchase, and we just made a big purchase. It would be one thing if we didn't just buy a brand new car. I really wouldn't even be hesitating. We would just go ahead and buy a new system. You know what I mean? It really wouldn't even be a thing.
Well, I mean, he made the point. Secret.
But we just bought a new car. It's got a hefty payment each month.
Agree with that statement.
Of course, our normal stuff. My thinking as well on this is if we get a brand new system, right, and clean out the ductwork, which I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to have Marcus do it or someone else do it, or even these guys do it. And I'm going to put new insulation down there, which we already kind of started that process. Our bills should almost be cut in half. The problem with our build area in the summertime is the AC is running so fucking much because it's not being able to keep up with things. Even on an 85, let's say Our average temperature during the summertime is 85 degrees here, just about, maybe a little bit off, maybe a couple of, maybe like 83 degrees, right? Typically, our AC can only get it down about 5 degrees cooler than what it is outside. So even on an 85 degree day outside, it's probably 76 to 77 degrees on the inside. Well, we have it set to about 71 or 72 during the summertime. So that means it's got to come down 6 degrees. It's struggling with it all day while the sun's up. It's running all night to catch up. And then it's just repeating that process over and over and over again. And our electric bill during the summertime is about $450. My thinking is as well, we get a brand new system and fix the installation problems. You know, we should almost be able to cut our electric bill down. Maybe not half, but at least 30%. Right? And that's going to save us money. But that's my thinking on it. What do y'all think, chat? I need input from everybody.
7M defense. They'll reposition. They'll reaffirm. They'll say, "Oh, this has been checked."
Also, by the way, Bo, Phil's doppelganger plays for W7M. His name is it Volps? Is it Volps or Dots? No, it's Paloa or something like that.
At least some
Watch the camera down here.
They just know there's gonna
Literally
be
looks
swing.
like
It's the clash.
Brazilian
There's
Phil.
someone running out either side. And Adrian, see if he can try and pick some of these kills. The first is not his to find.
Yeah, that's how you do it
See
for
if I can
Fluxo.
pause it. If they
Assert
show
dominance. Right from the word go. They
all the way down at the end there. All the way down at the end there. I want to. Obviously, they'll do a zoom up at some point on him.
take down the Capitan.
Right there. Yeah, now that angle doesn't look as clean as it did earlier. Earlier, when I first saw like a different angle, bro looked just like Phil.
And then they just keep it going. I mean, they don't ease up. That's the thing about Fluxo. Apart from really the one round in Consulate, which was a bit of a blip, almost the 1v5 for Noah.
Yeah.
And they actually said, oh, during that, we were actually doing a bit of a timeout whenever he was trying to clutch. And all of a sudden, it was a 1v1. We're like, hang on a minute. But it's very rare that you'll see Fluxo not convert
Oh, did you just hear my whole spiel about the furnace system and stuff? Did you just hear all that?
Fluxo will just take that and run.
Get themselves on the Blackbeard of Savage. You know, he's a great shield player. We know he's able to lean forward.
I'm trying to
Well,
think
if he had
through
a
it.
shield, he might not have been caught, but outside spray on the previous round. Hey, who's to say? Here, it's more of that heads up, hands off defense. They've sort of got themselves, obviously, you know, the Mozzie, control that information, the Solace, limit the drones, limit that game, slow Secret down, and then things to give yourself the advantage on the swing, the Malusi. Get those corridors, get those corners, a bit dangerous.
All right, good, you heard it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at, because like we've already gave Austin $500 last month, right, to do all that stuff. Something like that. Actually, I think it was like $350, and I gave him $400 just to be nice. I think is what it was. Let's just call it $500 for even sakes. This quote for this part is $1,900. Let's just call it $2,000. So you're saying we're going to be already spending $2,500 on the heat system this winter. I think we did something on the AC last year, or this past summer. The heat the winter before, right? Like it's just like it's obvious it's getting to its last leg because it just was not taken care of. This system, when I looked it up, should have lasted about 25 years. It's gotten to about 17. Which honestly, because of all the dogs they've had go through the house and obviously just not taking care of it, not cleaning it. I mean, it's so bad that you know when you go to replace your filter in the, you're supposed to replace your filter each month. When I change out our filter each about a month or two, there's nothing, it's never even dirty because the dirt and debris is not even making it out of the compressor. It can't even make it out. It's so trapped. And so my thing is, while I think this would fix it and maybe give us a couple more years, at least on the furnace side, what if something goes wrong with the AC again? What if something goes wrong with the heat again? Now we've just spent, let's call it guess here. Now $2,500 for these repairs. Let's say a couple more repairs come up and you're up to $1,500 or so. Now you just spent $4,000, which is the same amount I'm going to spend if we can make this deal with this company on this new system. And the new system comes with a 6-year warranty. And on some parts, individual parts comes with a 12-year warranty. And we get a fully fresh system that we can maintain and keep up with. And it's going to be better because it's newer. And it's, I think he said it's about 15% more powerful, which means less or 15% more efficient than the current one we have in there. So, you know, less money on bills, and we're just gonna be overall more comfortable. Because, you know, if it really is going to be more efficient, right? Well, I no longer need a window AC unit in my room. I no longer need a heater in my room. You know, Mama no longer needs her heat. She's going to need her heater anyway because she's always cold. But she no longer needs her window AC units. Now we're saving money there. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm still yapping about it, but that's how I like come to my decisions. I have to speak it out. So my thing is if I can swing it, if we can get it, because here's the current deal that's on the table. I pay him $2,000 right now. Okay. Now he wanted $4,000 up front. I can do $4,000 up front, but that's literally like after this car and shit. That's like 80% of our savings. So I'm trying to do $2,000 now. I'll tell him I'll do $2,000 at the end of the month when we get paid from our contracts and stuff. And which is just Facebook, but I'm not telling him that. And then, you know, we'll give him 6 months of free advertising because he was wanting some advertising, but he said he also has to at least break even on the. He said he has to at least break even on the parts. He can sacrifice the labor cost for us for advertising. I said, you know what, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's how most people do that for us. Is they'll make us pay for the part, and then, you know, we give them the advertising for the labor cost. That's how that usually works out. Now the only company that did not do that was the flooring company. They gave us everything. They bought everything, gave us everything. The only thing that they didn't pay for was the floors, but they bought the baseboards, the tools, all that stuff. And that's only because I already bought the floors. If I didn't buy the floors already, he was going to buy the floors. I was like, you're fucking crazy, but okay. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think if we could do it, because honestly, you know, $4,000 is a lot of money, but it's only double what we are going to be paying for this one part to get an entirely brand new AC and furnace. So it almost seems like a no-brainer. It almost seemed too good to be true. So I kept asking him a lot of questions to make sure that he knew what he was doing. So like I was asking him, okay, what's your process for this? How if you were to do this one part, because this guy already explained it to me, and Austin already explained to me what you would do for this one part, so I knew kind of what the answer should be based upon what they already said. So I asked him, and basically what he was explaining was the exact same thing they were explaining, and he said he would even go above and beyond and clean it. And they didn't. The other two guys didn't mention anything about cleaning it. So that made me feel a little bit better. And then I looked up his website, and he has like 150 reviews on Google. 4.8 stars, I think, was the average. He's active on social media. Most of your scam companies wouldn't be active on social media. So I did my due diligence. I'm going to continue to do my due diligence. But everything seems pretty good right now. He says he's on the phone with his service rep to see if they can even do that. Let me see if he's messaged us back. Because he said, you know, they have a contract with them, but most times they have to pay up front too. So that's why they make other people pay up front. Okay.
Da dispensa e fora do.
He just said he got off the phone with the supply person and they're trying to work out some numbers and stuff right now.
Os 3 drones a gente pega a composição dos caras e decide como a gente vai jogar o round. Se ele estiver com muito bonecão de exec, tipo capitão, etc e tal, começou a bangar, pica. Se tiver com bonecão mais de lentinho, volta, cruza a mira e chama no contato, tá ligado? Tá bom.
Eu vou fazer certo.
A gente vai decidir mid round como a gente vai jogar um round e joga agressivo se for necessário, velho.
Deixa eu fazer
I want to see if they show another like different angle of this guy.
So,
See, even from the side right there, I mean, it's just Phil. It's just Brazilian Phil.
setting a little bit of the
I try to get Phil to come in here and look like when he turns his head like that, bro. I just see Phil. I texted Phil earlier to come in here. I don't know if he ever did. I've walked away a lot, so I don't know if he ever did or not.
here.
That's literally Phil, chat. That's literally Brazilian Phil. With maybe, I mean, even down to the beard and everything, like shit, the hairstyle, literally everything. Like, isn't this weird for anybody else that knows Phil?
Game, playing to try and get yourself established. Secret win this. David
That's
sent me this at the
crazy.
start of the series. I just wanted to give him
I
credit.
swear it looks just like him.
First place would be out of reach if they lose, obviously.
Well, I wanted to stream this on Facebook, Sam, but Bo and Mike yelled at me, and then Mike hasn't even been back since the first day.
Trying to rebound.
And then they wanted me to stream on Twitch,
Twister didn't use his timeout, did
but
he?
when I cleared out my stuff from the night, we were trying to fix it. We were trying to figure out what was happening with my Rainbow Six game. When I cleared out that stuff, it reset all my logins, and my verification phone for Twitch is like not even. I don't even know what phone number it is. I don't even recognize the number, so I'm kind of locked out of my Twitch now, again.
Mentality from Secret is in a strong place today, and hopefully just finds dots. Oh. Oh dear.
Cheesecake mix-ins on TikTok? No, I don't think I've seen
Made
that.
a blunder.
Oops. It happens. I mean, you know, took an aggressive position.
Yep.
And paid an aggressive price. It's not the first time that's
Sam,
happened
we're
in
thinking
the
about
series,
just getting
unfortunately gets them
a
off to a
whole
little
new
bit of a
unit.
rotten start. The Blackbeard's on the
Blackbeard
window.
again.
Ooh, and it's playing a bit of a dangerous game.
Blackbeard's
Grenade
very
comes
good for
down.
window play, by the way,
Goes
chat.
up, and oh no, he stopped in the worst place.
Is that nade? Is it just me, or did that grenade take like 5 years to
Mirror window
explode?
does get opened up, and the bathroom is now.
That's why I don't understand why even pros put that mirror
Have in
there.
their
Like,
locker was
that
the,
mirror right there
availability of the
on that
mirror to kind of
bathroom
play these
wall
long
makes
angles in
no
towards
sense
that
to me.
top floor.
It could easily
Again,
get
it's
popped
still
for this window
manageable, of
or
course, from the
nade or
attackers, but you
anything.
need to bring a lot of util, and we've seen the Blackbeard toss in both
Yeah, I
of
don't
the
know if you
nades.
just.
They've
I'm not
also
going to go
used
over my whole
Habana
spiel
open
again
up in
to
towards
bore
bathroom.
Bo to death, but
It's really tricky for the attackers.
yeah, I just went over a
and they
whole
have to go
spiel
out
of
their
how I'm
way
thinking
and
about it.
actually work to gain control of Piano.
I'm tired of fucking
I am
with it, man.
surprised that they didn't ban the Blackbeard, though. I think Savage and that operator are just going to keep playing it.
I'm so tired of messing with it. And I want a system that
Spray. Ooh,
in the
Palu.
summertime, when it gets hot outside, it's actually
Knocks him off the side of the building.
our
and now
current
they've
system,
lost
man.
the
If it gets
tower.
hot outside,
Level
it's
game.
hot inside
Shield
too.
is in and right
What an
back
idiot!
out.
Why would you go
Palu
in that window,
having a brilliant map this time.
brother? Do you not see the guy sitting right to your left?
Ooh, too many options.
What was also like? What was that warden looking at? A zombie?
It's like shooting ducks
A
at
zombie just
fair.
sprint. A zombie's balls for
Unfortunately,
sprinting
not
across that
quite
hallway.
there. Mowgli is down.
Crazy.
Noah's a bit scraped inside the middle of the long bar.
Where's
Oh, but Adrian
Damn,
takes the
Adrian's
head off
going crazy.
Lobin. He's looking for the
There's no
last.
way,
It's
right?
another engagement and a 1 versus 1 because everyone else is down. And Palu and Donis are the ones that connect.
I feel like he kind of forced that a little bit.
Another 1 versus 1.
I feel like he kind of
because
forced that a
why
little
not?
bit.
And this is why this game is incredible.
Yeah. I know
Another
what's best
moment
is just
that
trying to
could've
figure
went
out the money.
either
The
which
best
way,
thing to
but
do is
this
just replace
time,
it.
The coin flips.
Just
And it
replace
lands
it,
in the
upgrade, be
favor
done
of
with it, and
Fluxo.
have a
Palu,
nice
what a round,
warranty
by the
with
way.
it for a while.
Takes the aggressive pick
It's just
onto
about
the
it's just
Capitão.
figuring out the money
C4
things.
ready for
And like I was
Savage
telling
as he
Bo,
comes
if we
in
didn't
through
just
the
buy that
window.
new car,
It
that's
has such an
one thing.
important, more or less a
You know what I
1v2
mean?
that he
It
had to
wouldn't
go up
even
against.
be a decision. We would already buy it.
Wow.
We would already bought the new system.
He's
But
having a brilliant
that
map. As
heftier
I sort
car
of said
payment is what's
before,
making me-
You know, he's a
making me
player
pause
of
on everything.
prestige. Palu, he was a player who was playing
whole
all
lot
the way
of-
back last time.
I'm gonna
for
have to- I'm gonna have to
for
just work
SI,
hard.
and
Colors to it.
Didn't get his hands on the hammer then. This could maybe be the sequel.
Ain't the first fucking time something like this has happened. Every time we make a big purchase,
keeps on
it's
putting the
something
pressure
breaks.
on.
Or every time we go
And
somewhere
it's
and we
always,
come
I guess,
back,
for the compliments that we sort of
something's
pay
broken.
towards June.
It's just
throughout
like,
this
bro.
series, it's always worth mentioning. Palu is pretty much the same, tiny bit worse KD overall. I think it's like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think
22-12
even and
versus 22-11,
even the
but
HVAC guy that came
Palu's
today
better
that
on
seems very
entry,
knowledgeable
better cost.
said yes, replace it. It'll work for probably a couple more years, and in the meantime, you can maybe save up for a new one. My thing is, we already spent $500 on it this winter.
Fluxo still need
2,000
to
for
try
that
and get
for that
this
job.
leveled out. Still need
If
to
we
get
roll it that
themselves
way, that's
teed up
$2,500
for a
already.
map 3.
Let's say an
So
AC issue
coming
comes
here
up
is the
this summer.
gambit of, well, they
or
know
next
this map,
summer.
but we sort
You know,
of
that's more
trounced
money
them a couple
or
of
another heat
months
issue.
back.
Because who
Here,
knows
the
if
smoke's rolling,
anything got
it's just
cracked,
gonna
right?
send it-
Like who knows if when that backs up like that, and you got that much dirt and dust and dog hair and animal shit going in there. You don't know when that flame went up, and when it was trapped inside instead of being able to release, you don't know if it cracked anything. So is that going to be another part that has to be fixed after we fix the coils? You just don't know. And there's no way to know until you fix the coil system. Even the guy that came today said, listen, man, even if the coil system gets fixed, or even if there's something else broken, we won't know until that coil system gets fixed. Which is another thing why I'm like kind of sitting here. It's just about figuring out the money.
Siege poetry in motion, a Twitch drone kill.
Which thankfully, obviously, we had a very big January.
And it's endless.
So our February payouts are going to be nice. It's just still got taxes to pay for.
This is the operator. This is the kicker.
It's not like we
How do you get
tax
through
breaks.
it? None of the
We get taxes
operators
to pay
that
for.
Secret has left can deal with the clash.
Insurance went up.
So they're going to
because
have
the
to
new
try
car.
and isolate Volks and take
Our
him
only
out
saving
and
grace is that
then
this
have
new
the
system is going to be very
clash
nice
in a
to save us some
1v2.
money on bills.
They know where
that's
he
about
is.
all
They
we can hope
spotted
for.
out the Maestro and Volks. Has to try and play with Polu, essentially. Still a good chunk of time, though, for
it sucks,
Secret
bro.
to figure out what they want to do.
Every time we make a big purchase, or anytime we do anything,
well, they cross the divide.
something breaks.
Hit the smoke and Noah's
Last
been
year,
able
I
to
think when we
safely
went
make his
to-
way, but with the health of both of them, they have to be so
Where did we
picky. Saw
go?
the barrel of a very long gun.
When we went to Cave City, I think, a few years ago. Was it Cave City? We went somewhere a few years ago.
And he's dead.
And we came back, the dryer had melted
We
the
can see the pressure. We can
I don't know
see the
where. Like,
bubbles.
okay,
We can see the
that's
cluster.
$400 right
Oh,
there.
barbed wire. We see the
Another time we
edge
came back,
sharpened
we pulled one to the
the
driveway.
point.
That was from.
And the only point missing is the
that the
one
Myrtle
that
Beach trip? I think it was
drives
Myrtle Beach trip.
Fox OW7M
Pull in the
to map
driveway.
3.
There's water overflowing the fucking garage door
Secret.
because the pipes had
They're
busted.
just 1 point behind, as they have been.
And that's when Marcus had to
every
come over and
single
like,
time
like
this
emergency
map.
repair shit. And
Clear
then
the end. Maestro.
we bought the car the first time. The
The
sprint though,
Goyos
something else went
coming in
wrong. I
big.
can't remember what it was. I want to say it was another pipe.
Issues for Secret is what they had the first time they
It's
went
just
down here
it
for
is
victory.
it is
The first
crazy.
round they lost the Capital and
Every
they
time
lost
we
the
do
glass.
anything.
The second round, they lose the Capital and they lose the glass. For each of the executes, they've never actually had the game plan in mind. They've never had the operators that they've been brought in to help them get in for that push. Again, Fluxo setting the
I'm really
tempo.
hoping Team
That
Secret
first
wins
kill
this
onto
game.
the glass was so
Figure out somebody to win this game
Massive.
because that would mean G2 can start faster. If we got to go to a third map chat, it's gonna be a whole other fucking hour and a half.
I said it last time, and I'm
starts.
still the same.
10 seconds.
Every
I
round
started
is
this
just a
stream
smile
because I
upon
thought
my
G2
face.
played in the noon slot today, the 12 p.m. slot. I forgot they were the 3 o'clock slot. So I really fucked up.
My friend, how is this still groups? How is this still stage 1?
I will say for group stage, these games
And
have
when
been
will
phenomenal.
we get to see more of this?
And it's because I didn't know
the
this,
series end.
but only one team gets eliminated, so it's not that bad from the group stages. So each group, I think there's 4 groups, 5 groups maybe, and only one team gets eliminated from each one. That's fine. But if you're in 3rd or 4th, you go to the lower brackets, which means you can only get eliminated. You can only lose one time, and then you go home in the playoffs. If you're 1st or 2nd in the groups, you're a double elimination. You go to the upper brackets, so you have more wiggle room. I didn't know that because no other major is like that. So that's why you're seeing all these teams really battle. Usually in group stage, you just kind of see everybody kind of filling each other out. They don't really reveal all their strats. It's kind of like the preseason of NFL football. They go with more of a vanilla like schemes. It's usually the same thing in group stages, but that's why you're seeing all these teams fight and literally battle it out because no one wants to be in the lower bracket just as much as they don't want to go home.
Done, but as pointed out there, half of that
Okay,
base
Sam.
grid still remains. It's just a great way of countering that off. Obviously, it's an awkward one to try and pull apart. You don't want to use one of the impact DMPs on it because, well, you've sort of done the job there with the grenade. It's the drop that swaps. Oh, and the second! What game is this? Duck Hunt?
You see 4 shot out of midair in the same round. You don't see that all too often. And the important thing here for Secret is they've been able to gain top 4 control without losing anyone. So compared to the kind of previous executes that they've tried to go for, everyone's alive with utility.
Also, both C4s have been used as well, both impacts, so it's down to what has already been placed and pre-played. And they're going to try and put the pressure on. Noah finds dots. Didn't even need to pull the pin on the grenade. They forced the play, and that's Laundry under that bout of pressure. There's some removal of these Maestro bubbles. They learned a lesson last time, and they're not going to see what happens again. Look at that, fully locked it. They're not messing around here, so Habana's going to have to get some work, which is why they needed that Laundry player. So they don't just get this removed, and also they'll follow through and make sure nobody's going to try and pop up. But look at the long watch. It's always response, and now the Maestro. I mean, a Maestro roam.
This is a really good position, though, for Mowgli, knowing that once that wall gets opened up, somebody's going to drop down the hatch and probably look at some form of flank. So as long as Mowgli can lock down that garage corner, they should be fine. Oh, Dodez not aware that Savage is right behind him.
Palu's been caught inside the trade as well. Will get cleared apart. There's a fight inside the site. There's one out by Logan here, but he's being surrounded. He's being pounded and bolts. Holds down the Alder and at least finds a little bit of gold at the end of it, but 10 seconds. If he can just find the right place to pull a player apart, well, he's got to cut his way through one. He's spraying and holding on to it, but now he's down to a secondary with not a lot of range. But it does pack a kick. They've gone vertical. He's gone intense, and Mowgli's gone to overtime.
Yeah, overtime. We got overtime.
That is a dissection if I've ever seen one. And that is probably, it kind of shows you why Fluxo want to go so aggressive in this series and not allow Secret to have the 5v5 execute, because they're so darn good at it. The way they set up, all of the vertical work was done. They picked off players who were trying to get aggressive in towards 90, in towards reading. Here's the timeout finally from Twister.
Hello. Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt Savage because I think like it's a good thing going to them to rush and contest a little bit more. But I just want all of you guys trust on what we are doing over there. Remember, they will try to go slow. Even if they try to do this play into the beginning, you guys saw how they reacted after. They went on floor and they even barely drowned into the positions. So we need to trust each other. If we get that gap again, which I don't think we would, but if we do, let's try to wait for the correct time for the flanking. You know, let's hold the position as proper as we can as well, and let's abuse this time, because again, they want to try to get the freebies or either go for the plant. It's what they know how to do into this map, you know. So let's try to force those situations a little bit more so we can play in this off time in mid round. I still want you guys to be reactive, but
bring Malusi, maybe Mowgli said, and play
Again, he's seen an opportunity just to use the timeout. Hasn't used it so far this series. And did you notice as well, he kind of almost said, sorry guys for calling us, I know we're stopping you a great goal, but I just want to remind everyone, you know, that's what it's about as a coach, is knowing when to let your team go for the motions. And again, you know, wait until overtime to use it. It shows the great commitment and the trust that he has in Savage as an IGL to almost do that as a coach.
They play after this game.
Sometimes maybe Savage.
So that's why I was saying I hope Secret wins, because Secret's already won the first map. This is the second map. If W7M wins, they go to the third map, which makes
most of it. He has to try and piece his moments, pull apart.
10 seconds to go.
I thought they played in the 12 PM
sort
slot.
of respect
I don't know if it got
game,
moved
because
or something.
ultimately it's like teaching your
I
kids
thought
how to ride
G2
a
played in the
bike.
12 PM slot, so I started up the stream.
Progress, don't slow it down. Even if it's a little bit wobbly, if you can hear and you can see that they get it.
I swear. Even when I started up the stream, it said G2 versus whatever the other team was. It even had the Stompn thumbnail on there, which it still does. I swear they had the 12 PM slot today. So I came out here, started up, and then all of a sudden I see that it's W7M versus Secret, which was, I thought, supposed to be the last game.
Conversations. Playing risky business here.
Only because this is the stream that G2's coming on. After this season, I'll probably switch over, watch it for a minute.
He's lost Adrian very early.
They should win pretty handily. Unless they're, I will say, FaZe always just have one game each tournament where they're just like fucking around too much. So I could totally see D+ just taking advantage of that, especially after D+ got manhandled yesterday.
Great read, and to be fair,
yeah,
it's part of that.
I kind of figured some stupid shit
like
probably
sort of
happening.
These positions at that point.
This is 6-6
Probably
though.
Gonna have a player there because of how quick they were to operate onto Adrian and the pressure onto Savage. Why would they leave him?
The big issue is you look at the operator who's died. That's the buck. That's their only form of soft destruction. And for that bomb site, we know that is a crucial thing to have. And now that you don't have it, what are you gonna do? Bailiff your way through? Is that gonna be the option? That's really that's all Paulie can.
headshot, and that is 5-2. D plus Kia.
A statement
What?
round as well because you're winning on that attacking
What did I just
side.
fucking
Something
hear?
FaZe really struggled to do throughout the majority of that first half.
Hey,
They're up to
if D plus beats FaZe today, obviously if G2 wins today, which they should, unless they're fucking around too, and G2 beats FaZe tomorrow, would that put G2 in the first place? Would that put G2 in the first place? I think it would. I think it would skyrocket them. Oh my god, they already won the first map too. Oh my goodness. Wait, is G2 the best team in the fucking tournament right now? Because obviously we know this Point versus Stompn series had some additional aura and shit going on, and obviously we know G2 through probably at least 5 rounds that they should have won that match. Is G2 the best team in the tournament right now? I mean, some people are asking. Some people being me. I mean, they smoked. So D plus smoked Shopify. It wasn't even close. The way G2 smoked them is how D plus smoked Shopify. Damn near. And now they won first map 7-3 on FaZe. They're up 5-2 now. Could win 7-2 on FaZe and 7-3 on FaZe. I mean, it makes you wonder. I almost think they need to be investigated, because yesterday when I was watching D plus, dude, it looked like some rank shit. It looked like some rank shit, chat. And then you're up 5-2 on a team that's won 2 SIs out of the last 3, which is FaZe, and you smoke Shopify, which has, I mean, they're just walking in on them.
You know, not everything on the map.
I mean, he just walked in there. He's
Nia's
going to the barbed
manages
wire,
pick
doesn't
up
give a
the
fuck.
opener onto Handy. That's the Ella gone. Not the biggest
He's on cam.
loss
I want to see this
for
gunfight
the
here.
defenders.
He knows
Gadgets
he's
already behind
there.
in place. Nias knows that there's another fight
Ooh,
coming.
we heard the flank too.
Tries to spin and hit the 180. Can't find it. Cyber
He
picks
almost
him
fucked
up
that.
with
That
a
already up
very
too.
late
He almost
trade.
fucked
4
Cyber up.
versus 4. And it's
I think I'll have to check after today's standings are updated. But I think if D plus wins this here with full points, so like if they go to overtime, by the way, chat, or if they go to a third map, I believe the winner gets 3 points and the loser still gets 2 points. But if you win, something like that, by the way, or it's 1 point. It's 1 point. The winner gets 3 points and the loser gets 1 point. So you still get a point even if you go to the third map. If you win in 2 maps, you get the full 4 points. Yeah, that's how it goes. It's 4 points. So I believe if D plus wins this outright, they won their first game 2-1, or the first series 2-1. So that's 3 points. Let's say they win this one. All right, that's 7 points. They didn't get any points against G2 yesterday. They beat Shopify 2-0. They're at 11 points at that point, right? G2 would be at 4. They should win today 2-0. That's 8. If they beat FaZe 2-0, that would be 12 points. And there's no way Shopify can catch them because they already have 2 losses. There's no way the other Chinese team can win or get them because they are so fucking bad. FaZe would then have 2 losses. It would mean G2's in first place. Now, if G2 goes to a third map and won in any one of those series, either today or tomorrow, then it would be a tie, and it would come down to round differential. Like, how many rounds did you win versus how many rounds did you lose? I believe that's how that works. Wow. So G2 could go from last to first. And if they even just forced a map 3 in that Shopify series, it wouldn't even be close. And, dude, I'm so mad because, like, honestly, they should be flawless to the group stage because we all watched that fucking match against Shopify. G2 was smoking them. G2 was beating G2.
Boy, gross.
Interesting. So G2 might have a legit shot, depending upon how today go. I mean, obviously today's kind of a trap game because it is against a very bad team. They're gonna let their guard down a little bit. I expect G2 to be a little bit sloppy today, especially after absolutely smoking D plus yesterday. But who knows? This D plus game, them beat up on FaZe could lock G2 back in. Could be like, hey, don't let your guard down type shit. I mean, this is crazy. It almost makes me wonder if, like, D plus needs to be investigated for yesterday. Because, I'm telling you guys, yesterday was so They were alarmingly bad yesterday. Alarmingly
I think
bad.
He hears the footsteps, so right, I'll hit the shot and see what we
I
get.
mean,
Beautiful stuff.
they didn't
Really
even look
well
like they
played from
belonged in the
Cyber.
same tier
I
as the
guess
other pro
that's
teams
what
yesterday.
happens when you've won everything in the game, doesn't it?
It was
Just
bad.
a little bit, yeah. Spectacular from him. It does keep FaZe fighting. Still down though, 5-3. D plus Kia have that advantage.
Mute that for a second. How's this one go? Oh, damn it! Looks like W7 won because they're going to the third map, which means the G2 game won't start for at least another hour and a half. I would say about an hour and a half. Okay, while we have a second, let me look at the let's look at the groups here. Okay, right now, Group C. Right now, G2 is in fourth place with 4 points. Yeah, so everything I just mentioned is Shopify's got how many games has Shopify played? Shopify's played 1, 2. Wait, I can see up here. I'm an idiot. So look at G2's round differential though. So like the only team that they could potentially tie with is D+, right? Because if they beat FaZe, there wouldn't be a tie scenario. There wouldn't be a tie scenario with Shopify because Shopify's already lost 2 games, right? 1 win, 1 close loss, 1 loss. Yeah. Wait a second. Black Dragons has a better round differential than Shopify? Dude, Shopify, bro. They got way too many good players to be playing that bad. They got a Canadian who is I think a 2-time champion, which is their IGL. They have Spoit and Ambi who are phenomenal. They have Rexon and Surf who are also really fucking good. They have way too much talent to be that bad. Way too much talent to be that bad. So yeah, if G2 wins, I'm trying to think. Even let's say they go to overtime and 1, right? So that would be 7 points. Let's say whether they win the other one 2-0, that's 11 points. If they beat FaZe today, that would be 11 points for them. I think they have tomorrow off because they've already played. Yeah, today's their 4th match. That would be 11 and 11. The tiebreaker, I believe, is the rounds balance over here, which is honestly, unless G2 loses a lot of rounds today, which I can't. I mean, you got to imagine they're going to be locked in, right? Because you kind of have to farm rounds against these worst teams for the round differential. G2 could go to first, which would put them in the upper of the upper bracket. Because this is how can I show you all the bracket? How the bracket layout is? Yeah, so there's an upper and a lower bracket. I believe the upper is the 2 top teams in each group. Does that make sense? It's 2, 4, 6, 8. How many groups are there? Are there 4 groups? Yeah. So it'd be the 2 uppers, and this would be the 2 lowers, and then the last place team in each group would be obviously sent home. So your top 2 seeds, trying to think of ways G2 could lock in a top 2 seed. Let's go back to the group stage here. I'm trying to think, even if they lose to FaZe, if they push them to 3 maps, can that lock them in anyway? Where do I go back for groups? So if FaZe loses today, which is, it's pretty close to happening.
Stopping much of anything anymore.
FaZe did. I will tell you, FaZe did have a 6-1 comeback
in the courtyard
against W7 in last year's SI.
Really
so do not count them out of this game at all.
Because they haven't played
Also
on it
just
here
fucking
before.
FaZe.
Yet they've still got.
But if they lose today, let's say they lose 2-0, that gives them 0 points. They're stuck at 7. Say G2 wins today 2-0, that puts them at 8. So that puts them 1 point ahead. Right? So we're 8-7. G2 and FaZe play tomorrow. Let's say it goes to overtime and say it goes to three matches and G2 wins. That puts them at 11-10. So G2 can clutch a top 2 seed. They have to win both of these matches. And one of them has to be a 2-0. One of them has to be at least a 2-1. Okay. It doesn't matter which one's 2-1 and which one's 2-0, but there needs to be at least a 2-0 and a 2-1. Unless FaZe pushes a 3rd map here. If they push a 3rd map here, then everything's fucking chalked at that point. Then we have to redo our entire math. Right now, this is all based on if D+ just closes this out. Let's watch this.
Organised and
Interesting.
happy to play behind this.
Yeah, they really need to go 2-0 today, Bo, and they really need to just keep smashing the rounds. They do have a good round differential
back a little bit.
because you got to take 4 off of phases. Phases was at 23, so -4 is 19. Let's say they lose by 2 here, that goes down to 17. So G2 needs to gain 9 rounds today in order to be even with phase on the round differential, who is currently the only one beating them on the round differential. So we need to be +9 on the rounds today. Dude, we're figuring this shit out. Put me in the analyst booth.
On him. This one's
Make
pretty
sure
much
Scott
chalked.
texts me.
And as you said, Tim, round 9 is super, super important. Important enough that FaZe will find a way over the line. 5-4 to D plus Kia. Do you smell a comeback, Tim?
FaZe always finds a way, Des. FaZe always finds a way. They're looking certainly like...
Did FaZe just win that round?
It was always going to be the second half
shit.
that was the big question.
Did
D
FaZe
plus
just
Kia
win that
were
round,
great on the
chat?
attack of Lair, but Fortress
Did
is
they
a
win?
little...
Both bearing
Oh my
down
God,
on
they did.
him.
Oh, it's getting shitty.
So, yeah,
Hey,
I think,
D plus ain't smiling no
I think
more,
there's
are they? They
definitely
ain't laughing no
questions
more.
Still to be asked.
I told, hey,
a little bit unlucky on that.
they won. FaZe won when they were down 1-6 in the final championship match on the final map versus W7M, with all the pressure in the world on them. Every single bit of pressure that you could ever imagine in this game, they came back from a down 1-6. So you genuinely can never count them out of any map.
Spray, he just knows.
Keep that in the back of y'all's
you know.
minds as we go down the next couple weeks here.
Not necessarily. You know what I mean, though? It's like he knows that he's within a range where the hip fire is going to be effective. There's a good chance he gets it. He knows he's got 2 seconds, so he's going to get 10 shots.
Yeah,
almost good.
Like, he knows that there's a good chance he comes away with a kill there.
Hello?
So, and the risk is basically the risk of not getting the kill is lower than the risk of ADS in wasting time and actually getting shot by the Nomad. So that's it's you look at it and you think, oh, these great players, they do these things and they just work, but they just work because they've done them so many times.
Tell you what, Tim,
they know what's going to go.
It's not just our stream that's having a bit of a long one as well. Over on the other stream, they've just gone to map 3 in their civs between Fluxo, W7M,
that
and
was always going to be a
Secrets.
big one, wasn't it?
And going to Labs the Decider as well, which would be a really exciting affair to see how that one plays out.
Maybe production have seen into the future because they told us that W7M were Fluxo W7M were the unofficial world champions. I've traced it through to Team Secret. If Fluxo W7M win by the end of the day, production have seen into the future.
Production are just living on a different plane to
It's
us,
so
mate.
true.
Like, us mere mortals, us casters can only possibly comprehend the knowledge they contain within. But we'll find out whether or not their unofficial world champ stays a secret, or if it does indeed flip over back towards Brazil. Imagine then if FaZe get matched up against them in the first round of the next round. It'd be amazing.
Imagine a final where they compete for both titles.
It kind of doesn't matter, so it sort of resets and goes to them anyway, right?
Oh, but it'd be cool. Yeah. If you'd reclaimed it at the same time as resetting it, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right, here we go then. Round 10, 5-4, and like I said, not looking too bad for FaZe. If that last round had gone the other way, they'd be facing 3 match points right now. So they're sitting pretty as it is. They're going to be defending down on the bottom floor. We can see they've got Souls inside of Games and Dorms at the minute. He's going to be the one trying to hold on to that verticality above, and it looks like D plus Kia might make a little bit of a play for it.
Really aggressive from Handy here, being super on it downstairs. He's got cover, of course, with his teammates upstairs, and they know what's going on inside of Med. They know someone's vaulting inside, so he knows when to turn around or to head back upstairs and rejoin his team. Just got to be careful he doesn't get cut out at the top of those stairs, because the top of blue stairs is a window, also a drop that can come on through. So if you get stuck down here, well, then you're in a very precarious situation. And rather than running up the stairs, he's doubled down and gone deeper into Med itself, Tim. And he's now looking to wait to see who pushes in next. He'll get a freebie here if they don't draw him out appropriately.
Yeah, he's just going for a little bit of a stroll through the middle of the map there, seeing if he can catch any extensions. And they have got Levitt with the ace. Sam is actually working around behind them. I was just going to say he picks up Falls.
How much would this normally
be? That's going to be another good entry for Cyber. FaZe certainly seem to have woken up on Fortress here. They're getting a lot of early round advantages. There's only a minute left to go here. And D plus Kia, a couple of them are still outside of the map.
Great shot, looking for the next long-range one there. Missing because of the scope on his gun, though, I think. Might go down for free, but no. Finds one, doesn't look for the second. Just about missing him, and he sets back onto the right. It's unfortunate for Nears there. Could have wrapped up 3 or 4 kills if he was lucky.
Let's say you
for
would
FaZe,
charge
it's lucky for them. They've balanced things back down to a 3v3.
Yeah, just swinging at the same time. It was smart from Bitter King there, just trying to cover his teammates, and that's exactly what he's done. You love to see it, though. Bullet over the top rope. Manages to find a kill. That's Cyber gone. 3 versus 2. They know exactly.
No, you're good. I'm making sure I have everything clear on my end.
Can they go and get him in 15 seconds? That's the big question. The time is ticking.
Got so much utility to work behind. Last smoke comes out here as well. Great spray down from Souls as well. 2 more coming on through, but they found what they need here, Tim. It's all down to Bullet, and he won't get away with it. Bitter King and Souls going absolutely clutch and bringing us up to 5 apiece.
Yeah.
I think Bitter King's starting to enjoy his game, Tim.
He's pretty happy with that round. I think he was happy with the finish there. That was 2K, 3K in the round. Very good stuff from him, and it was basically down to Bitter King and Souls inside of sight. They held on to that really, really well. It didn't matter what D plus Kia did elsewhere because they just couldn't break down that core at the end of things. They got rid of the extension quite well, but just couldn't make any impact on the side.
Because if we're putting a new system in, I kind of want to do that as well. I'm just trying to think how many events we have.
In a row, 3 back to back.
I mean,
there, so they're thinking it's time to just hit pause and see
if
they can have a chat and work some things out.
Let's say 2,300 tomorrow. I can do, let's say 2,000 on the 26th or whatever. That's 4,300, and I give you guys another 1,000 in March, right? That puts us at.
Of course, we can't understand that either. But I think going through the operators they can run for this next site. PGH, of course, they're Korean at that, it's worth mentioning. Of course, stepping in there to give them a chance to sort things out and come up with some ideas and how they can get this going, because it has been a tough last few rounds. That's 3 in a row that they've lost now on this half.
Yeah, I just want to get it cleaned up, do the best we can to make sure when y'all are putting the new thing in.
Get the second round of that half in. So there is still time for D plus K here. 2 more chances, but it would then send us through to overtime. And given how things started out, I can only imagine D plus Kia would start on the attack.
What do you do? Just put the drill in there?
I'd honestly love a bit of overtime here. I'm really enjoying this Fortress. I'm really enjoying this game as a whole. I think D plus Kia have been way more competitive than I'll hold my hands up and say than I expected. FaZe have been so dominant so far. I really thought that it could be trouble for D plus Kia. Especially the result against G2, but it just shows how open this group is, to be honest. But yeah, I think let's have a bit more Fortress. Absolutely fine with that. Right now, we're going to be getting back into this very, very soon. And as soon as we do, FaZe are going to be looking to continue that 3-round streak that they've got and keep things rolling.
Yeah, go back up to Dorm and Games. It looks like it's going to be the game plan here. It's where they first started this winning streak. It did take that 1v2 from Cyber, if you remember, through the flash.
That won't mess with Charles' coil finger
to get the kill. So we know that D plus K can attack it well, that it demanded a clutch from the other side to see it out. So certainly one of the risky ones to step into, but I guess their main thing is if that's the site that started the defense on, then who knows which site can come out on top for them. We've got a lot of data to go on to kind of say this is the better site or that's the better site, or we know we're more.
And just make sure I'm understanding this correctly.
We've only really got scrim data to go on,
you're
that's
not
not
touching the
really
thing on the
comparable
outside,
to data that you get from officials.
Just got a little bit of a pause as we come out of the tactical pause. We did there's been a lot of things going on over the last couple of rounds. The score has been the more important focus, but bans of course did come through, and I was correct. It was the mirror ban. They did want to take that away from KDS. It's been a constant thorn in their side. I feel on the attack it's been quite a focal point for them. It always something in the background that they've had to deal with has been those mirror windows. So they took that away just to try and prevent KDS maybe.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you there. Let's do it.
Same as he was on the last map. Having a great time so far. Cyber on the other side, also the name that's matched up alongside him, but just falling behind his counterpart. Not that it matters too much right now, because all that really matters is the score in the game. And it is 5-5. Dead even between the two. I'm very excited to see which way it goes from here.
It's absolutely anybody's. Let's not forget as well. This is FaZe battling just to stay in it.
Yeah,
they're 1 map down. FaZe could literally lose this in the next couple of rounds. If we have a look,
let's take what y'all can get on that, and then we'll work.
Again, it's
They love
pretty.
Chalet, I'm pretty
It's
sure.
pretty. They do like Chalet. They like everywhere. I said this to you. It's kind of FaZe have got to that point. I used to say the same for old BDS current Falcons. You know, I used to say, where do you take them? There's nowhere you can take. Like,
No,
they
it's
will
cool.
play
They go to
everywhere,
bed.
and they're
Our
phenomenal
Samuel
everywhere.
goes to
And
bed
I feel
around
like that's
8:30.
FaZe now. It's like
And that's in the basement away from him anyway, so it should be fine.
Nightmare to try and map ban against. They must be. But looking at kind of recent history of Chalet for both teams, it is a higher preference map for FaZe. They do like playing there. But D plus Kia 3-0, FaZe 6-3. So, not too dissimilar in terms of the win rates there. D plus Kia are actually better on the attack of Chalet than FaZe have been historically, and then both quite similar on the defense. So it's absolutely anybody's, you feel.
I love they launched into that with a Lion scan, like just in case they're trying that C4 nonsense again. We'll get that one out of the way now, guys. Very good. No one's going too mental. What I really want to see from D plus Kia in this round is not trying to force you away through that top side. It's a death bowl. Trying to get your way through bathroom and through briefing is a nightmare. Let's just do what a few other teams have done and focus on the south side of things. This is where we had the pulse here previously as well for the defenders to go drop downstairs, look for a C4 from below in case they did try and plant in a more default spot. But that isn't the case in this round. You're looking to a more standard setup out of the defenders. So I actually think trying to avoid all the nonsense of working through the interior of the map probably isn't all that bad a shout here. Just keep it simple, go direct to site, get the small amount of control that you need. You don't need to do a full map clear.
Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Fewer moving parts, fewer to go.
Okay, sounds good, man.
Wrong.
I appreciate you.
Essentially, we're going to have Levitt. Yeah. Okay.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. No problem.
It's a Nomad dying first again.
Yeah. Levy just wanders into site and just gets taken out in the middle of set. That didn't work out at all. Handy from inside a briefing, I think it was, that picked him up. And that's, not an ideal start. So 5-4 for FaZe. They've got themselves a nice advantage. It was honestly the last thing. After three rounds in a row of FaZe winning, it was the last thing that D plus Kia wanted was to come in and to take that entry death. Nita is going to open the wall through into bathroom. This is not into sight, but it is getting them access to nearby at least, and they can start holding angles on in there. And they need to deal with it. It's KDS again in briefing. We saw him playing there previously. He has been forced back.
All right.
If you remember, he was holding that long angle with the peak all the way down towards White
Gonna
Stairs.
get it done tomorrow. Go get it done tomorrow, chat.
Same thing again. He is
Price went up a little bit, but that's because I didn't know they were going to do the outside unit too. They're literally doing everything. And they're going to clean out the ducts for us, sanitize the ducts for us, so it smells better, sanitize, all that good shit, which will help allergies and stuff. So, yeah, because he said the price went up, and I'm like, okay, well, if that's fine, but can you throw in the duct cleaning or something? Like, because he wanted a year of advertising. That's about a $10,000 value on the page. So I was like, man, I know you want the advertising, and I know you also want cash. He's calling me back. God damn it. This guy can talk more than me. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, from what I understand, I just got off the phone with him, and he said he's going to come out tonight and talk more about it and measure and stuff. But he said he's going to put in a new outdoor unit, new furnace, and new AC, and some new working on all that stuff. I'm not sure what the exact details were of it. think he said it. I think he said like his manufacturer was like Icon or something like that. Am I saying that right? Or yeah, yeah, that one. Yeah, so that's why I wanted him to do the ductwork too, and we're gonna get like a maintenance on it, twice a year. Change our filters every month and stuff. Definitely gonna take good care of it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will ask him tonight. I appreciate you, man. You take care. Bye bye. That's actually a good question. I'm going to ask the other guy. Hang on, chat. So many fucking phone calls. Wait, FaZe is up 6-5? I need to text him. Okay. Did FaZe just win that fucking map? Oh, dude, this is going to be forever. Oh wait, no, that's the other stream. Has Secret in them started the other game? Oh wait, I forgot I already had it up over here. Yeah, we've never had emergency heater or heat, so I didn't know what all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I was just curious how all that worked. I didn't know. Okay. I know like last year it was up there like $300-400. This year the worst it's been so far was 255. Um Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Okay, sounds good. All right, later, man. Bye bye. Okay, there we go. Okay, Bo, you still in here? Yeah, we got it locked in. The price was a little bit higher than originally. The total price is going to be around 5,000 cash, and then we're going to give them a year of advertising. But since the price went up, I said, hey, can you guys throw in some duct cleaning for me? And sanitizing it, which probably has never been done to this fucking house, so it's probably not a bad idea. And he said, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay him $2,300 tomorrow, probably like 2,000 or so at the end of the month, and then I'm gonna send him another 1,000 in March. So I mean, it's he told me the unit it's typically, I mean, we're pretty much only paying for the machines. We're not really paying for the labor or anything like that. That's where the advertising comes in. So, and that makes sense because when I was looking it up and comparing to everybody else's and stuff, you know, the 5,000 mark came up a lot for just the machines, and that was just for the furnace and AC on the inside. He's actually going to do the unit on the outside too. So, brand new unit on the outside, brand new furnace, brand new AC on the inside. Replacing all the exhaust, replacing all the PVC pipes that are down there, and do a duct cleaning for 5,000 cash and a year of advertising. Which I wanted to do 6 months of advertising, but honestly, I'll do 6 months of the full, and then 6 months of just like the nightly forecast advertising. He's not going to know the fucking difference, and they're not going to open that back up and make more money off the back end. So I mean, and even the first guy, so the guy we had come out from the warranty company, I called him to let him know to cancel the order, cancel the appointment for Monday, and he was like, "Why?" And I told him, I said, "Well, we got a deal on an entirely brand new system that I just don't think we could pass up." And of course he was asking for the details and stuff. So I told him, I said, "Hey, it's like $5,000, brand new unit on the outside, brand new inside units, brand new furnace, all that good jazz, 6-year warranty, bada." And he was like, "That sounds way too good to be true." And I said, "Well, we own a media company as well, and we're going to give him some free advertising to make up for the other, like, I think it was originally like 9,700 was the original price of everything, parts, labor, machines, all that stuff." So I said, "We're going to do that to make up the gap." And he said, "Okay, 9,700 sounds more like it's in tune with the market." And he said, "Dude, you would be stupid to pass that up." He said, "Don't worry about not giving me the money." He said, he said you would be stupid to pass that up. And he said, "Just call him if I have any more questions about anything." He seems like a very nice dude. The dude that came out today was obviously from like New York or something. It was like mid-50s probably. Very fucking loud. Very loud. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a hefty price on top of everything we've already spent. Insurance going up, car payment going up. No, but I'd rather do this. You know, that's really, if you think about it, that's really only $3,000. I mean, it's a lot of money. I say only, but it's only $3,000 more than what we're going to be paying for this one part, and we get an entirely new system that's going to run a lot better, sanitize and clean our ducts out, which I've been wanting to do anyway because I feel like there's some mold in the basement. Obviously, I mean, it's got to be mold down there somewhere. So I've been wanting to clean those out, and it gets rid of that dog smell that's currently in the vents right now. So just cleaning up everything, getting all new stuff. For only $3,000 more than we were going to pay for that one part, it seems pretty fucking stupid not to do it. Especially since they're going to let me pay pretty much in like a few different payments. Which really I'm only doing that because the supply company he gets his stuff from said like yes they'll give him the parts before they take the money. They have to be paid by the 1st of March. So I got to give them at least $4,300 by the 1st of March. Which, you know, it sucks, but it's doable. It just put a big wrench into my plans. My plans were, when we got this big money this month from all that winter shit in January, I was going to pay off our taxes in full, but now I'll just continue to do the monthly payment, just pay the extra little interest. Because that's what I've been doing, just the monthly payment. And I was going to just pay it all off so we didn't have to keep accruing interest. But obviously can't do that now. It just makes everything a little bit tighter. Thankfully, we had a little bit of extra money to play with. Not a lot, but a little bit. I had plans for everything. I had a good plan for the first 3 months of this year to pay everything down. I was going to pay extra on the car. And then, of course, this just kind of ruins those plans, but it doesn't put us into a complete bind. Let me go explain all that to Bree real quick, and then I'll be back. We got time to kill anyway. These games are fucking taking forever. Well, she's sleeping anyway, so let's roll. Oh, my bad. I thought I unmuted it. My bad, chat.
We've had that attempt to take out an early
Okay, we got Secret W7M 1-1 3-2 ball game here.
Find a bit more of a result. He does.
G2 comes back for this game.
Gone, and that is your ace. You still obviously have the Thermite, but there is now a bit of the limitation on the break, and Savage, oh, he's just watching his friends die from distance. Oh, now he's gone to join them. Doom and Noah, oh, they're not that much further behind. Noah is suddenly all that's left in a 4 versus 1 demo.
Oh, 4 players dead within 40 seconds. Wow, this is a quick one from Fluxo, and the old chat begins. Noah outside looking for his exits. I mean, he's got 2 minutes to waste, and how many players can he find? There's one woman almost gets taken out, but just look at them encircling him from outside. Lopin goes down, a 1v3 now, and Oh, almost Palu. Nearly got picked up, and Noah collects the diffuser and leaves the garage instead, now looking towards the vending rotate, but going to be a lot to ask of. With the HP that he has to find free, it's going to be difficult.
I mean, they would have to gift it to him. I said it before that there's sort of lessons learned between these two teams, and Fluxo W7M ending in a 1 versus 1 from a 5 versus 1 with external runouts. I think that was a lesson learned. Buda wants to bait the swing, expects a player, but Stompn's keeping herself on a bit of a distance. He obviously now, that was his last flash. Oh. That was his last steps. Another even half.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to some brilliant shots being hit from Volps, no doubt about it. I mean, the way he just kind of maneuvered around that, and it was a very quick round. That's because Secret were so desperate to kill him, they kind of skipped a few steps, and then lose the engagements, and then you lose the round. So yeah, bit of a write-off there from Secret.
And, as I said at the start, breathe. Before we inevitably find ourselves back in another 1 versus 1, or 2 versus 2, or surely there's the most amount of 1 versus 1 engagements in this series of any throughout group stage so far. I'm sure there's a way that we can track that afterwards. Sprabuni or Jesse probably has it. That obviously wasn't one of those rounds. It was very even-handed, but both of these teams so good at defending, so good at attacking, so aggressive with their decision-making. There's one on the swing. It's just this continual call and response. You can say however it goes, they've at least definitely earned that 1 point, but you've done a marathon, right? What's the quote? Not the sprint, it's the marathon, as was called from the timeout.
Yeah, a couple days ago in one of the Secret games against SSG.
10 seconds to go.
This has been 3 marathons. It's been a great series so far, and again, I feel as though another OT is on the cards, an even half for both sides. Secret will now switch over to the defense. Fluxo on their attacks. See what they can get up to. Shield on each side. You have the Blackbeard and then also the Clash from Adrian. We'll have to be careful. There is a counter in the form of the Nomad to try and limit how well the Clash can maneuver around this map. Blackbeard does just get rid of that mirror window just to block the vision, but you know that mirror window's not for vision. It's there to upset the hard breachers and utilize the impact tricks, but there actually isn't even any impact tricks to begin with. That's weird. I always find that weird sometimes. You go for the mirror, but, you know, the impact tricks, you utilize them. It's a great little feature.
C4 does find dots. And that's the Blackbeard gone. Shield eliminated. And now, well, the only one standing is Adrian, who somehow doubles and triples when there is a body advantage. That is the mirror trick, is make it awkward. Will probably still be possible. I think that's
locking back in
sort
here.
of extra, but you can't slow it with electrics, then cause a problem with the mirror. In on towards meeting. Try and get the cross angle, try and get the pressure cooked across with sort of anyone else but the Clash, seemingly, as she turns tail.
Mirror window. Something has to be dealt with, and yes, they still have got hard breacher, but there's a mute jammer, so it will deny it. Oh my word, the Clash! Oh! Oh no!
What is
Adrian,
that? What? What in the fuck was that Clash doing? Was he just like trying to fully bait him out?
He was a little bit panicked because he kept firing after the death. And he almost got Adrian himself, but instead of 4 versus 2, Palu and Dodos.
What was that Clash doing?
Make it a 2 versus 3. There's the swing round, and it's another one!
That Clash just sold the fucking round for them. That Clash just sold the round for Secret. That Clash just sold the round. What in the world was Adrian thinking?
And it's an endless spread of just intense siege clutches.
Oh, you blink
What in the
and
world?
you miss it. again.
Chad, did y'all just see that?
A flurry of kills out of nowhere. In this moment, you were worried for Adrian. He just tried to get a little bit cheeky and he packed himself up against the wall. Savage was there. It's so surprising that they lose that.
It was another 2 versus 5 clutch on that site.
Oh dear.
What in the world was he thinking? Why would that clash push out like that? He just sold the round.
Ludicrous.
Because not only does the clash go out and lose their life, right? Or gets downed. But now Savage has to get out of his spot and come help. That opens it up for Garden and Electrical for the people to move in there. The zombies, for whatever reason, is in IT box. So it's now suddenly a 3v2 for those guys on Electrical and Garden side. They take that, they kill those 2 guys. And then they are able to shoot Savage in the back because his back is turned. Now they have a 2v1. The one guy gets down, so they have a 1v1 with a zombie who's stuck in IT.
That's strong I
don't know what that clash was thinking.
Exterior walls that you have down here in the basement, which Paulo is going to open up with the ace, get the Selmas on the wall, make quick work of that. Impact. Looked to be that, yeah, it did.
Ooh, yeah. It did. It got both of them as well, and that is an awkward sort of press through, or in fact, no, just this angle. Now it will get stretched out, and he's hoping somebody goes for a second follow through, and well, yeah, that's
let that one go, yeah, I think.
Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Those are you couldn't get him a warning shot, and that's a breach open.
I mean, straight away, if you see a team going for the horizontal take whenever they're opening up the kind of Animus walls in towards the main double wall, you should assume that that's where the diffuser's going to be coming from. And I think the Secret are wise. They will maybe start to look at pulling people back into the bomb site and give Adrian and Savage just a little bit of help, which I believe has happened as Noah. It's kind of lingering on the stairs. You can come back if needed. Never mind, he's coming at the kitchen. Where's he going? All the way upstairs.
Well, he is being tracked out here. They've got at least an idea on where this goose chase could go. He's tucked in, ready. It's choosing those. There's always the danger, and now look at the full rotate. We saw Fluxo W7M do this once or twice. But full team off, get the coverage, maybe have the Glaz cause problem out there with the kit, though.
The only issue is if you're going to try and go for the split take and change your approach, you're not going to have the drone work done, and this is where these off-angle positions can really catch them out.
Ooh, talking of, an off-angle gets Loban on the first. The blinds come through. Can they actually secure the kill, though? Mowgli could beat this big problem, as pointed out. Just misses the rotate of one, but Doom in the meantime doesn't miss, and oh, neither does Mowgli on the double dip. A lot of damage done to the Deimos. But his mask has enough, and they just can't seemingly know where the next strike will go. Mowgli! Oh no! A flawless for Secret.
I don't understand what W7M was doing there. Mowgli shoots Deimos, gets him down to like 10 health. The Glass comes in and turns his back on where the Deimos just got shot from. And then whoever was last there just had his back to him as well. Like, what?
Tipo, o pré-jogo, ele tá aqui. Se a gente tá vendo o que falou no pré-jogo, a gente faz. Exato. Segunda coisa, eu vou deixar esse resto do tempo pra você passar o ataque do barril com calma, que provavelmente vai pra você pra lá agora, tá? Tá. Então atenção com isso, e o resto, mano, caça, guys. Entra na brincadeira com esses caras, pune esses caras vindo, tá ligado?
Tá, guys.
Joga, pelo amor de Deus, comunicação, velho.
Guys, vai ser de 0-0, tá? Ou vou janela L, Lion, ou avançando no lobby rápido se você tiver brecha, tá? Lobo, você vai startar o round e vai voltar barril. Não, é pra não ter trap pra você, beleza? O cara tá com o driver ruim.
Hey, y'all know what they're saying?
Falou?
Someone is burnt.
Termita, TI e garagem embaixo, tá? A gente não vai plantar, a gente vai...
Hold tight up. Once again. Here, I mean, Doom just locks it down, and then as he said, you know, perfect comms, right? Look at when he looks to the angle.
Yeah, this is the issue with Fluxo is whenever they've decided to go for that rotate and start looking to clear upstairs, they don't have the drone work or the time to clear that sufficiently. And that's where you're going to start having issues with getting surprised by a defender sat in a position, and that's kind of what happened there with Mowgli. He were unaware that he was in that spot. And he punished them because of that.
Our favorite talent member has gotten
5 seconds
in contact. Who is it?
Maria.
Yeah, Maria has translated that timeout for us. Thank you so much. First of all, let's breathe. Second of all, don't be afraid of counters. Play their game, chase them, and communicate. Bolts, I'll let you take the rest of the time for you to explain the strategy we are going to use now. Dots, well, Volps, maybe the strategy that he explains is take him out and kill him. 2 quick losses and a quick type in chat, but that is Savage gone. That is Kiba's gone, and well, at least one of the 3 C4s gone.
Not a great start for Secret. 2 players gone right from the get-go, and this is where Fluxo just have to play pretty basic siege. I mean, you have the 2-man advantage. Get the walls open. Start looking at what side you want to take. Is it going to be in towards Rafters or towards Connect, or even Fish if you want to go for it too? But knowing Fluxo, we'll probably have a hand in all of it. We know like kind of target every part of the map.
I got my eye.
And they have the man advantage to do so. You can't
Flux,
really say,
or
well,
W7 plays a lot
they don't
of
have the
zero.
time or the sufficiency to do so. Yeah, they do. They've got 2 players left ahead of Secret, and still 2 minutes on the clock.
Sort of waiting for the next engagement to come together, but as you said, they can get themselves spread out. They have the man advantage. They have the width to try and apply it. Mowgli is the one currently in on the side of Fish, hoping and holding out. If there is a reveal of where these players are locking themselves in and that there's somebody off causing problems elsewhere, well, they double up. Now you have them all setting themselves together on towards Fish. Keep the Clash mobile. Let her take over that terrain, and Amos almost gets the back end of it. They're being very cautious about these pings. Another track onto the Clash, and another Secret body gone. There's at least the follow through. There's the hope of the angle. Doom does find 2. Drifts either side. Suddenly a 3 versus 2. But they're still putting the pressure on. They're still surrounding. They still have decent amounts of utility with the pocket flashes, the Capitao bolts. It's just a matter of crossing this divide as Doom almost finds another.
They've got 2 tracks for the Deimos as well that they can utilize. And hang on a minute, Doom.
Oh, June! Good try, Bubba.
They rotate.
Good try, June. If he just held that angle for another half a second,
fronted up kill from
he would
the
have
other.
solved a swing.
Nice try there from
That
Secret,
would've been
but still
crazy.
Fluxo.
That would've been
Look,
crazy
the 2
clutch.
kills in the
Clutch,
beginning.
I mean.
You can see where that comes into play.
Oh, I forgot about the phase.
Mirror and Ace taken out. We've talked about the mirror.
I just
how
built a
it
budgeting
affects
app with
those
Phase
walls, how it
44. Nina just built an app.
So we can all build apps now?
Yes, Tim, they were unfazed.
Right, here we go. They're going to open up that garage and look to move on in. Soft breach is nice and successful, and they move in with speed and purpose. Mythic moving straight through to Wine. Now, if we have a look across the bottom of your screen, they're very concerned about somebody being down there. We can see there isn't anybody. So it's not just, you don't just have to rely on the outlines. Maybe you're a bit newer to watching Siege, and there's a lot going on your screen. If you want to get a good idea of where people are, look at the bottom of your screen, towards right-hand side for this one. If you scan across the bottom, you've got Phase, you've got all the positions they're in. So you've got 2F, 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 2F. So they're telling us they're all on the second floor. So we can see quite quickly there's nobody. If there was somebody downstairs, there'd be a B there saying basement, and it might say Wine or, you know.
Buddy, we know. Shut up.
For what specific room they were in. But it's just a quick way of telling. But right now, they are out of the harm's way. And they basically, D plus K are wasting a little bit of time down there chasing shadows that aren't there.
Being cautious is still a good thing, I think, because we've seen a couple of teams earlier on today having to dry peek corners sometimes, like going without drones at their feet, and it's like you just don't know if a player is there, so you have to be cautious. At the same time that he was down in basement, we did see 3 or 4 drones all flying around the first and second floor just to see what was going on elsewhere for other players to move on through. Mitzi in a good spot here to try and maybe get this kill, but no, just about snaking away. Is the player on the stairs.
Why did he wait so long to shoot?
3 players up for phase here. Not looking too good for them, given D plus Kira have got a whole minute to play with. And there's a track coming in on towards Handy. C4 in towards box. Right idea, just not quite finding the target.
There is the trade there, though. He manages to pick him up. Looks like a challenge coming in from Bitter King again. He's having a great day, but he just can't do enough on his own. That's the problem. Another kill picked up.
He loves
on
the
a
shotgun
trade against.
today.
He does. He really does. 1 versus 3. He's going to try to hold sight down, but with 40 seconds left to go, plenty of time for D plus Kia to kind of massage this one and to make life difficult. They are all coming from the same side, though. That is something for Bitter King, at least. He's not going to be pushed from multiple directions, but it doesn't matter. Nias manages to find the shot around the corner from Ivy. It's going to be another round. I said they need, I think, at least 4 on the attack. D plus Kia showing their ability. I said they've been good on the attack of Chalet previously. It is what we would expect from this map. Question is, can they be as good on defense? Phase timeout.
Indeed it is. Not surprised from FaZe either as well, because they are down on a map that, again, they really enjoy and have a good history on. But they're down 3-1. It's kind of to be expected on the defense, but really you've still got to be coming out of this with a 3-3 split team, and they simply aren't.
Oh, yes, baby. I got an update for
give a
you.
nod towards
We got it locked in. They'll be here tomorrow. Okay? Now, price did go up a little bit, but don't freak out. We're getting everything. Duct cleaning, so our vents are going to be cleaned out. Which is going to be really good because it'll get rid of that dog smell a little bit more, and it'll help. That's going to be sanitation as well, so they're going to, any mold that might be in there is going to be killed off as well, which will help with allergies for everybody, help everybody breathe a lot easier, so on and so forth. Okay. Then they're going to replace the outside unit, which I didn't know they were going to do. I thought it was just the inside units. They're going to replace the outside unit, the inside unit, and put in a whole new furnace for us. And of course, that's a new AC as well, the outside and inside. So everything, I mean, literally everything comes with a 6-year warranty. So we don't got to worry about anything for at least 6 years. Some of the parts that are inside come with an even longer warranty, 12 years. Okay. So we're not going to have to worry about this thing for at least another 6 years, up to 12 years. And you know, the lifespan of the unit, it should be about 20 to 25 years, is what he was telling us, if we take care of it. So this shouldn't be a problem anymore. Basically what I'm saying. And it is a more powerful system, so our house will heat up faster, it will cool down faster, it will stay hot or stay cooler depending upon what we want. And that should help our bills out. I do have to pay him $2,300 tomorrow when he comes out, which was only for, what, $400 more than what the other guy was wanting for the one part. And then I will pay him $2,000 at the end of the month. That's $4,300. And then I'm going to pay him another $1,000 in March. That's $5,300 for everything. Which he showed me the prices and he showed me everything. It usually would be about almost $10,000 to do all of that. I mean, we're getting a heck of a deal. I'm going to give him at least 6 months of free advertising. I was just explaining to Bree what was going on, Bo. I'm going to give him 6 months of free advertising. But yeah, so it, you know, an entirely brand new system, entirely brand new inside out. He's also going to replace all the exhaust and PVC pipes as well. He did not say what time tomorrow, but I forgot to say before I forget, he will be by tonight at around 7 p.m. or so, just to measure everything and make sure he gets all the right cuts and everything. So he can do it real quickly for us. I'm hoping it's like first thing tomorrow morning, but I'm sure they're going to have to go pick up all the units and then they'll be over here. And it's going to be about a 3 to 4 hour job because, of course, they've got to rip all the old stuff out. Then they're going to put all new clean stuff in there. It's also going to be, we got to pay a little bit extra for this, but it's also going to be inspected, which you don't have to do, is what he explained to me. But if you do that, it's something about, Bo could probably speak on this, something with the insurance or something like that. Something about being able to claim stuff. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to be getting it inspected and permitted, so everything's getting done correctly. So, yeah. I think it's, I even called, remember that guy that came over this morning, baby? I even called him and told him, like, hey, cancel the order, cancel the job. We're going to roll with a brand new unit. And he was just asking me why, what did we find, so on and so forth. And I explained to him everything. And he said, dude, you'd be stupid to pass that up. You'd be stupid to pass that up. Especially if the company is licensed, permitted, and everything like that. You'd be dumb to pass that up. Yeah, he'll be here at 7 tonight just to basically measure the space he has down there, so on and so forth. He's basically just coming over tonight to measure after his kid gets done with jiu-jitsu or something in E-Town. And then he'll be over tonight, just kind of measure everything, all the pipes, measure, where the unit's going to be in so he makes sure he has enough space for everything. Yeah. But, like I was explaining to Bo earlier, yes, it's obviously a hefty price. Yes, it's annoying because we just bought everything else. But my thinking on it is we're paying $2,000 for that one part. We paid $500 last month. That's already $2,500. You're already halfway to the price of a brand new unit at that point. You might as well just fucking get it. Because, like I was explaining to Bo, we used to never really have any issues with this thing. And it seems like over the last year and a half, we've had issues with the AC. We've had at least 2 issues with the heat now. I think more. It doesn't make sense to keep putting Band-Aids on it. That's all we're going to be doing is basically putting Band-Aids on it. This way, we're getting an entirely new system. It'll be way more efficient, way more powerful. And, luckily they'll let me play on it a little bit at a time here. They don't have to pay it all up front, so we have some time to kind of adjust. It just sucks because, like I was telling Bo, we had the plans to pay all the taxes off at one time instead of doing the monthly payment that we're doing. We're going to pay extra on the car, all that stuff. So we can't do that anymore, but we should still be fine money-wise to get everything done. And we just better hope it's a good severe weather season. That's just all there is to it. But even if it's not, we've got so many good things in place now that we can finally be able to handle stuff like this when it rises. So I'm not freaking out. I'm not stressed. I'm annoyed that we have to do it, but I'd rather be annoyed than stressed and figuring out and wondering when it's going to fucking break again or, what's coming next. The good thing is it'll make our bills a lot cheaper as well. Getting those ducts cleaned out, getting all new system, it'll make it a lot cheaper on the bills. So we're going to make some money back there as well. I'm just tired of making oh yeah, we're done. We're done. I fully plan on asking Marcus to remodel our room next month and renovate our room. Obviously that can't happen now, but this is one less thing we're going to have to worry about for the next decade or maybe even 2 decades. And that right there makes me feel better. Don't get me wrong, I'm still annoyed. I'm still frustrated that it happened, but I even told Brianna, Sam and Bo, I even told her, I think it was last year, I'm like, I think we're going to have to get this replaced soon. It's not going to last much longer. Because of how they didn't take care of it before. That system that's in there right now should be lasting between 22 to 28 years. We're on year 17. So we're about 5 years short of where at least the minimum of where it should last it. And that's just because they didn't maintain it. Yeah, they changed the air filters, but that's not the only thing you need to do to your HVAC systems. You need to have an HVAC company come out at least once a year. It should be twice a year to clean all your coils off, to clean everything like that. It's like $50 to do each time, $100 depending on where you're coming, what company you're using. But that's what we're going to do. I already got it set up with him. He's going to come out every 6 months, $50 every 6 months. We're going to come out and clean the unit out. I'm going to have the ducts cleaned out once a year. I'm going to obviously replace our filter every month. So we're going to take really good care of it. That was another thing too, baby. He said he could do it tomorrow. So I was like, you know what? Because it's fucking cold in there. I mean, I go cut it to y'all chat. It's fucking cold in there. Now, each individual room is not bad. Like the kids' rooms last night were 74 degrees each. Even had to go in there and turn their heaters down at one point. It was getting too warm. Mama's room is fine. Even though she says it's cold, it's literally the warmest warmest room in the house. It is burning up in there. Our room was pretty fucking cold last night. I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever felt in the world. It's just the main rooms that are cold. But yeah, so we got it all locked in. We got it all figured out. Now we just got to make the money back. Thank God we had a historical winter storm that came through in the middle of January that is going to pay for this by itself. Thank God. But it just sucks. It just sucks because I literally just talked with Bree like maybe 3 days ago about the plans I had for paying off our tax debt, for paying off a little extra on the car. And we had this great plan lined out. And then literally, was it that day or the next day that the heat broke? I'm just like, okay, well, fuck a plan. That's why when people try to plan out, that's why I don't plan out life. You can't plan out life. You just can't. Shit happens all the time. It doesn't matter what your plans are. You just got to be able to roll with the punches, be able to be like, okay, something broke, something happened. Instead of crying about it and being mad about it, you got to just go to work, figure it out. That's always been my mindset. You know, at least ever since like I married Bree and got serious about life and shit. It's like, you know, I used to cry and bitch when shit happened. Now you just gotta, okay, something happened. Let's figure it out. You know, we're grown now. This crazy kid. Yeah, I'll come in there soon. I was gonna watch the G2 game, but it ain't even fucking started yet because this game is taking forever. I want to watch the G2 game with Bo, but maybe I can clean up out here and you can bring Samuel out here and he can come play around out here or something. But yeah, Chad, it sucks, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Such an interesting
Surely
first,
not.
such an interesting first round.
And the more I thought about it, and then I'll shut up about it because I know everyone's tired of hearing about it. The more I thought about spending that much money on one part versus just getting a new unit, I was like, okay, it doesn't make sense to do the one part. So now I need to figure out how we're going to go about getting a new unit. And thankfully, someone had half a brain to be like, oh, wait, we'll give you a deal if you just put some advertising out for us. I'm like, okay, that works for me. Now, originally it was supposed to be for $4,000, but because we're getting the outdoor unit too, the price went up. If we were just doing the units on the inside, it would have been $4,000. But my thinking on that was, if I'm going to replace 2/3 of a fucking machine, just replace the whole fucking thing. I'm not going to buy 2/3 of a bullet here. Just give me the whole bullet and we'll recover. You know, give me the whole bullet, we'll recover. I'm not going to sit there and half-ass it. That to me would be the same thing as putting the Band-Aid on or replacing that one part. You know, what's the point of doing the 2 inside units and not doing the outside unit? Who cares? But just fucking do it. We'll figure it out.
Missed his opportunity, but he goes back
Wish
for
you had some
more
Dove
and
chocolates.
finds
I got
his
some
man
here. You want to come
Andy
get some?
taken out. Few shots to the legs of KDS. 1v2 though as Vitter King manages to take down Bullet, and it's going to be all
just
up
gotta
to
figure it out,
hold
Chad.
on 45 seconds. There's nothing he can really do with the
That doesn't
time
help my
here.
stress
He's gonna
headache
have
out
to
anymore,
play
but
to get
if I keep
both
telling
of these
myself that,
kills
maybe it'll calm
almost
down.
Certainly.
It's really on phase.
I've got a
with
headache
how they
from
wanna
hell
play
now
this
trying to
GM.
figure all
They've
this
got a
out.
smoke in the back pocket of Vitter King they can make use of, for example, plus a nade. So they can force Levy to move around. It's the C4 they've got to be afraid of, though. And he's in a really good position. But they both swing at exactly the same time. On towards back bar, collect the closing kill. FaZe start out the half with a win, Tim. That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, kind of as expected, really. If we have a look at FaZe's attacking win rate on Chalet, I'll be honest, not necessarily amazing, 55%.
No, I think I deserve a
recent
Sony.
history, so there is a little bit of
big
room
red
here
action
for
time.
D+ Kia to find some rounds, but we know that FaZe can be a bit of a vibes team as well, and they've got a few players there, like Vitter King. I mean, he's absolutely playing, out of his skin so far today. Just there's nothing stopping him. There's nothing holding him back. And
I want to see this other game real quick. Oh, Team Secret came back and ended up winning that. Team Secret came back and ended up winning that. What was the score? Weren't they down like 4-1 or something like that? Or am I tripping? It was 1-1 there. Secret was up 2-1. 3-2. Oh no, it was tight the whole way. I'm tripping. I thought they had a crazy comeback. Wow, it was tight the entire way. I want to see how they won this game.
Chlorine, it can be shot.
At this
they
point,
won it right here, 7-5. Okay.
a minute for Dots to have to solve that unending problem. And then you've got, what, 3 more? Adrian, still we get another race. Are we gifted to a sweet end? No, says Mowgli.
Wow, that was a good ass game, as it should be. Those are two of the top 6 teams in the world. It's got to go FaZe until someone beats FaZe. It's got to go FaZe. Damn, hold up. Got to go FaZe. Probably W7M, but Team Secret's right there with them. FaZe, as you saw today. I would go FaZe until and this is just group stage, so you can't change the rankings off of group stage. I would go FaZe, W7M, M80, 1, 2, 3. Number 4 would be actually I want to say Falcons is third, but they continue to choke on these fucking majors. So I'm gonna go M80 third, Falcons 4, G2 5th. No, it has to be Team Secret 5th. Team Secret 5th, G2 6th. Is what I would say my rankings are right now.
Bray, try and find his man. It's only going to take one shot to come up, but no.
Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
The position of Vitter on that double window as well is making it a little bit of a nightmare. You can see the defenders don't want to come.
And honestly, that top 6 is all really close together.
To the other wall because they know
like
exactly
only FaZe
what
is like
Vitterking's going to
separated.
do. Just out of sight, he sees
But
him.
here they are struggling with D plus Kia.
He does catch him eventually though. Vitterking continues on his reign of terror as he takes down Nias. That's going to leave us now in a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be in, but still at least things equal though, Tim. It isn't like they've got a massive advantage here. It's more the positional one that I think is starting to help them. Those Denari trip lasers still up on the 2 main doorways though, so they can't easily push on through without destroying some of them first. And for that, normally, you need a nade or 2 to roll on through, but there's none of those available, Tim. Falls finding one, Vitterking getting rid of Mitty, but it's a 1v2 for Falls. And they've still got to try and play through those lasers.
The big problem that FaZe have got here is it's a 1v2, but one of their 2 is outside on the rappel. So effectively, if Falls can play this smart and keep himself out of the line of sight of Vitterking, keep yourself out of the line of Vitterking.
Oh, no, what are you doing?
He can get himself a 1v1
you
inside.
Just put yourself into a
terrible
terrible spot.
So he's playing this really well. He just misses the man.
Oh, you suck.
Vitterking come in. That's
oh,
why
you
he comes
suck.
off the angle, but he's got the down.
Oh, you
Vitterking,
suck.
though, if anybody was going to win it.
Oh, you suck. You whiffed the shots in the Osa. Fine, she was moving around. Nomad was literally swinging in a window, and you couldn't hit her. And you put yourself in that terrible position. Oh, your ass.
Plus Kia there. He hears the rappel and he knows that Vitterking is a real problem on that window, so he has to take the chance. But FaZe, they'd created that problem because they timed it well. He pushes bathroom as the rappel comes out because he knows that's what's likely to happen. Really well played, FaZe.
Vitterking hasn't got plot armor. He is the plot armor. This is like the 3rd round now where he's pulled out a mega play like that as well. A 3K back in the 3rd,
Damn,
a 3K in the 6th,
on 13
the 1v1 that he won in the 6th. He is, I don't want to say single-handedly because it's playing down the contributions of everybody else.
13 and 4,
but he nearly has the
rounds
same kill total as the rest of his team combined. He is shining so bright in this game. He's warmed up as the series has gone on. He's looking unstoppable right now, and he is the main problem for D plus Kia. All things are equal at 4 and 4. FaZe are on the preferential attacking side here on Chalet, and I'd largely say the reason why they are where they are is because of that man.
And you
can see it in terms of celebrations as well. He is getting noisy.
Yeah, there's no wonder. You know, there's a good reason that he's doing that at the minute. A very good reason because he's absolutely flying right now. 13 and 4. You know, you look across the team. Souls on 1, Cyber 4, KDS 4. You know, Vitterking really is the catalyst for FaZe, but he's brought them back level. It's 4-4, and we continue on.
We saw in the morning, mate. Them shoulders.
He's got 32 in the match, by the way.
Yeah.
32 and 20.
It's terrifying, isn't it? Absolutely terrifying. Well, someone's got to stop him. Who's going to be the hero on the other side? It has been Mitty up till now, but he's been very quiet on this map. Instead, Nias and Falls are the ones that have really been the big contributors in the kills department, but still lagging behind their counterpart.
Okay.
They're focusing towards the trophy side here. 2 or 3 players from FaZe stacking up there. The Cyber's in and getting rid of Mitty. Like I say, just cannot find a way into this Chalet map.
No, and you feel like D plus Kia are maybe just going off the boil a bit here. FaZe have shown good resilience. They've been beaten up a bit throughout this match, but they are still there when the opportunity is ready for them. Whereas D plus Kia, when they put under that little bit of pressure, you feel like they start to just crack a little bit and they open up the opportunity for FaZe. So right now it feels like the momentum has definitely shifted. FaZe 5 versus 4, sending utility in towards site, and it feels like they're everywhere at the minute.
Yeah, Cyber's the one asking questions on the office door, starting to look in towards that top 4, but elsewhere it's Falls finding KDS just in front of our very eyes, in fact, so that at least is going to take away a little bit of the sting of FaZe, but the pressure is starting to build here. Opens up the wall, and with the flash off the back of it as well, Levy do nothing to stop that kill coming in from Handy, who's now got a great spot here on West Main. Can see through both sides at this stage, which means everyone on D plus Kia has got to be so careful until he is dead. They're looking for him as best they can. He takes a couple of shots, but he's still going, and it's a freebie from above. The Angel of Death, Cyber, getting one, a trade back the other way. It's down to a 2v2. These teams cannot stop coming down to the wire at the end of these rounds.
Exactly that. Every time there's an advantage to one or the other, D plus in this case managed to get those couple of quick kills that brings them back into it. But Bullet, super low health at the minute. He needs support from Nias because he's the one with the HP. He's going to be the one that needs to try and get into position to take these fights. Souls, Handy, they're the two left alive for FaZe. 40 seconds left to go. Inside a sight, Handy, he's going to take a tickle of damage. He knows he's not in a position to put the diffuser down. And FaZe right now seem to have stalled. They're just having a look around. It's almost like they're not sure they know this gunfight.
What are you looking at?
They need to win, but Bullet, he looks away at the wrong time. The plan
is
now going down. They've got the freedom. The spray comes in through the wall, but Nias, he can't do it. He switches to the shotgun, can't find his man, and in the close range fight, it's Handy who comes out on top.
What the fuck was that one guy looking upstairs at?
6 of the rounds in this game of the 9 that we have played have come down to a 2v2 or worse, i.e. a 1v1 or a 1v2. And FaZe, they just keep on coming out on top. D plus Kia, very understandably, calling in their attack timeout because this game is crumbling before their very eyes.
Yeah, not too much of a surprise to see that one. You know, we've got a situation now where FaZe have won 4 rounds in a row. We saw exactly the same on Fortress. When that half switch came in, they just ground them down. It was 5 in a row on Fortress.
That might be the first time I think I've ever seen a Denari banned away, by the way. Yeah, our bans are Nomad and Denari, not surprising, in towards Vidaking as a target ban for the Nomad, but Denari, I guess they're sick and tired of seeing these beautiful laser lights everywhere. I was quite enjoying myself, Tim.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like fine art.
There's definitely been some big, well-planned setups with the trip connectors. So, like you say, FaZe, maybe just the thing is, they are quite difficult. If they're hidden away and you can't get a shot onto them, you've kind of got to break each individual beam. They don't break for long. They're back active pretty quickly, so they can be a massive utility soak if you have to deal with them in that way. And you really don't want to be walking through them, taking the damage, being slowed down. You know, there's a lot of problems with it, so it makes sense given that D plus Kia have been using it so much.
I've got to wonder if at this point it's just a stretch too far for D plus Kia. You really hope they can bounce back after this tack timeout now. They've got 3 chances really to send it towards overtime. If they can win all 3 in a row, then fantastic. They get the map win. They take the 2-1. But I think it's very hard pressed to see a world where FaZe suddenly stopped winning these rounds, given how well they've done in every single one. Vidaking still remaining that guy. And equally got to give some flowers to Cyber. I know he hasn't got a lot of kills in the game at 5 and 7, but he has found the entry in every single one of their attacking rounds. He is setting them up for success at the beginning of it. He's opening the door so that Vidaking can just stroll.
Let's go. Lock in, D+. Lock in.
Vidaking could well be on for a 20-kill map here if he continues, although, saying that, there might only be 2 rounds left for him to do it. Not that it's impossible. He's been putting the numbers up, but we will keep an eye on that. We'll get you abreast of that situation. 5-4 now on the scoreboard. FaZe 2 rounds away. I don't think they will have expected, you know, I'm sure that they respect D plus Kia as an opponent, as they do with everybody. I'm not sure they'll have expected to be, you know, fighting for the 7th round in map 3.
No, I doubt they will be, but we'll see how things play from here. Let's look at the lineup coming out from FaZe. I spoke to the death about Dockerby today, so I'll avoid over that one, but I'm looking again in towards the Sens. We've actually seen quite a bit of so far at the tournament, Tim, and I'm kind of surprised by that. Obviously, with the change come through last year, where no longer does Warden see through those light walls, which I think was definitely a needed change. But more and more teams this event, it feels, have kind of been relying on the Sens to try and get an execute off in the first place.
Wake up, chat. Wake up.
That paired up with the Ying, and of course, the Dockerby I've already spoken about a lot, like said. I think it's a very, very potent combo, which is why D plus Kia need to find a way to disrupt them early on here, so they aren't getting slapped about by a whole bunch of utility they can do very little about.
KDS using that ever so popular angle from up on the roof down towards Piano. Nias has reverted back to that clash again.
Yep.
We've seen kind of limited use of it here, but thinking that it might be the difference maker. It's a bit of a funny one. Clash is, you know, really powerful. We know how good Clash can be. And sometimes you look at it and think, you know, is it like nothing else is working, so we're going to bring the Clash? I don't think that's the case here because they've had so much success with it previously. But look at this aggression to get them on in. Candela's galore going off. Cyber manages to pick up Mitty. This is brilliant.
Oh, wow.
They're just flushing them forward. Souls picks up Bullet. 5 versus 3, 4 versus 3 as Levy starts the fight back with a late trade. But the kills keep coming from FaZe. They will not be stopped. Handy onto Levy. 3 versus 1 now.
Honestly, been a heroic fight back from FaZe, given how things started. They were down 4-on-1 at one point, let's not forget, but they just cannot stop winning these rounds back to back to back. And the executing this one, absolutely beautiful. The smokes, the Candelas, everything has just all come together that they forced the players at D+Kia. Back FaZe raced into the gaps, took a lot of room, and have punished D+Kia off the back of it. That makes 5 rounds in a row, one
That's
more,
a crazy
and they get the
pre-fire.
2-1 win they so sorely need.
Such an unfortunate finish in many ways for D+Kia here. It feels like they're kind of limping out of this one. But, you know, you've got to bear in mind there's a lot of factors here. This has been a long match. This has been a really, really long match across these 3, and tiredness, fatigue, all these things will start to, you know, possibly have an impact. There's a lot of experience on the side of D+Kia, don't get me wrong. It's not the first time that, you know, they've been in such a long match or in, you know, a stressful situation at something like Six Invitational. Like I said, we've got major winners on there. We've got, you know, all sorts going on. But it just feels like it's taking its toll a little bit. It feels like the foot is off the gas for them, whereas FaZe have smelt blood in the water and accelerated through it.
One thing I will say,
in the water.
Respect to D+Kia, because throughout this group stage they have played really well. Don't get me wrong,
100%.
they didn't play well against G2, granted. I think otherwise they have looked really, really impressive so far in this group stage, and with them already guaranteed to be qualified, I'm not quite sure where they'll finish yet based on what happens today and tomorrow for our other games in this group. Of course, G2 coming up next. That, I think, is going to command a lot about where they actually sit, if they're in lower bracket or if they start in round 1 of the upper bracket. Yet there's 2 lives if you go to the upper bracket and the lower bracket. 1 loss and you are out. But no team can take them lightly. They have to be respected here because they've shown already across those first 2 maps they can run FaZe to the wire, even take maps away from them. And that in itself is a team that cannot be ignored.
I'll hold my hands up and say, you know, coming in here, I know they had the win against Shopify Rebellion, but I was kind of more focused on the loss to G2, and I thought, I'm not really too sure about D+Kia. They've qualified, they've done well, but honestly, it's the first time that, you know, we've covered them and seen them play in detail like this. Yeah. And I am super impressed. I am super impressed with how organised they are.
Don't try this again.
And how well they're playing.
I was like, please, let's try. Let's not try run out again. I've already been punished for that one once, Mitty. You don't need to do it again. Off he goes roaming on through, and again a player that I'll raise that has had a very quiet map, given he was so effective on the previous 2. Just kind of fell off at the wrong time, unfortunately. Here comes the light screen here just to try and get themselves something inside. DMR to blow away the keeper barrier and expose a little bit of an angle on towards Mezzanine to start threatening those players. They've been here before, Tim. Kind of got that triangle set up here, and it's about trying to keep the D+Kia players at bay. Entry going the way of FaZe once more. KDS finding that one. It's not Cyber Tim. He did get our last 4 entries, but it's another FaZe entry.
Yeah, Bullet had relocated to bathroom and he tried to take the shot across onto balcony, but FaZe are switched on at the minute. You're not going to catch them out with something like that. KDS was ready for it, picked up a cheap kill, and that leaves them now without any more keeper barricades, which makes Library difficult to hold on to. Niaz has had to move into Library box. You know, FaZe are probably going to take this ground sooner rather than later.
They get the scan onto Falls at the very least, but they're too caught out by that. Manages to keep himself out of range of the Lion scan. First Candela comes on through and they try and make a move on 4, but Falls at least manages to fight back. They don't concede all the ground that they did in the previous round, but down goes one more. KDS on for a second in the round. Handy's found another, Tim. It feels like D+Kia are crumbling before our very eyes.
Yeah, exactly that, FaZe. Like I say, they've just found another gear, haven't they, in the last few rounds. Really accelerated through it. That's the class that you need as a world champion. Sometimes you got to be able to dig deep when the chips are down. Find that little bit of extra grit and get yourself through it. FaZe do exactly that. They're going to take Chalet with a good few rounds back-to-back at the end, but let's not overlook the contribution of D+Kia to that matchup. They have pushed FaZe.
Damn, that's crazy. They gotta have a good heated blanket. Oh, I know it's cold in there. I'm about to come in there, baby. Even though I wanted to watch the G2 game, it's gonna be another 20, 30 minutes before it even starts. Is that guy wearing flip-flops? What the? He fucking is wearing flip-flops. Ew. I mean, they are from Brazil, chat. So, like, that's pretty much all they wear down there is like open-toed shoes. That guy's not wearing any shoes at all. That's fucking disgusting. That's fucking disgusting. That guy's got shoes. Okay, they got shoes on. What? Why? The flip-flops seem like a very much of a less of a deal now. Why is that guy wearing no shoes at all? Yeah, I'm going to watch on the TV in there. I just wanted to watch it with Bo. But that's okay. I've been live for almost 3 hours here. Doesn't feel like it because I've, been on the phone pretty much 90% of the time. But that's okay. I kind of want to sit back in my recliner anyway. I'm tired. I don't know if y'all can see it in the eyes chat. All those phone calls today, crunching all the numbers. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Stressed, but it'll be okay. It'll be all right. Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, chat. Sorry we didn't get to watch the G2 stream today. I thought they were in the 12 o'clock slot. That's why I started the stream. But apparently they are in the 3 o'clock slot. So, kind of bummed out about that. But it's okay. It's all right. I'll see y'all later, chat.